how it's gonna be.
We're taught to avoid danger,
This is what you think of me.
to not put ourselves in harm's way.
Like I told you,
But where's the fun in that?
I'll be the last man standing here.
Without danger, there's no risk.
I'm not going anywhere.
No risk, no reward.
Down like I told you,
And what's more rewarding than the taste of victory?
I'm gonna rock you.
Here in Pocono, things tend to be a little tricky. But that's why you're here, isn't
I'm
it?
gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, oh.
To solve the puzzle while overpowering your competition?
I'm dangerous.
But don't think for 1 minute the guy next to you isn't feeling the same thing.
I'll have you begging for mercy, oh.
It's time to put mind over matter next on FS1.
So there's just one Pocono, 3 different corners, 3 different straightaways. Kind of like the Xfinity Series with 3 guys on top of the standings. There's the reigning champ in Tyler Reddick, who's won 2 of the last 3 races and has certainly put himself right on top. But what about Christopher Bell? Cup racing might be in his future, but Pocono is right now. And then, of course, there's Cole Custer, who's been to victory lane twice this season and is not about to let the other 2 run away with the championship. Oh, my goodness. We're getting ready for Pocono. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Race Day on FS1. I'm Shannon Spake, Larry McReynolds, and Jamie McMurray. All right, I just mentioned the 3 guys that are stealing all the headlines in the Xfinity Series, but Jamie McMurray here thinks there's a guy in the field today that can give them a run for their money. Who is that?
Well, look, experience pays off at a track like this, and Austin Dillon has the most experience of anybody in the field. He's got 10 Cup starts, 4 Truck Series starts, and he's won a truck race here, so I think that'll pay off for him today, and I think he's a guy that can kind of break up those 3 that we've been talking about.
But 11 races, our big 3, they have been fun to watch. They've won 7 of our 11 races, including the last 5, and they're going to be fun to watch today because Cole Custer, Christopher Bell on the front row, Tyler Reddick qualified 6th to the rear of the field because of a transmission change. He will be fun to watch for the drop of the green flag.
It is. They're definitely holding each other accountable. And you mentioned the fact that Austin Dillon has so many starts here in the Cup Series, and that is important because this is just the 4th race in the Xfinity Series, but at Pocono. But there are guys in the field that have success at this track in other series. How far can that go?
Well, here's the thing, is that the 3 guys that won the races the last 3 years in the Xfinity Series, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, and Kyle Larson, they're not in the race today, so we're going to have a first-time winner. But, yeah, you look at these guys, Chase Briscoe, Justin Haley, Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier, they've all won the ARCA race here before. And Pocono, the ARCA race at Pocono is probably the most popular ARCA race all year long, because if you're running the companion race, whether it's the Trucks, Xfinity, or Cup that weekend, a lot of guys will run that race to get some experience.
Yeah, we've talked now about the track, and we've talked about some drivers, but I've been licking my chops about strategy at Pocono. This is a 100-lap race. You can actually do this race on 2 trips to pit road. Where it becomes fun is when you make those 2 stops. It'll be like a chess match, and because how long it takes to get around that 2.5-mile track, if you're within about 10 or 12 seconds of the leader, you can make a green flag pit stop for 4 tires and stay on the lead lap.
Strategy is the name of the game for you, Harry.
Love it.
Yeah, okay. We mentioned there's going to be a first-time winner because no driver in the field has won at Pocono. There's also going to be a first in the booth. Our guest driver analyst joining Adam Alexander and Michael Waltrip is 2004 Cup champion and 3-time Cup Pocono winner Kurt Busch. Here is Adam and Kurt on what we can expect today.
Shannon, for the first time ever, Kurt Busch going to join Michael and me in the Xfinity booth. And you were ready for this. You were over in the garage yesterday.
I loved it. Just getting in there to feel the vibe on the crew chiefs, the drivers, and you can pick up the energy on the crew members on if their car is running good or not. So I just wanted to kind of spy on them and see what was going on.
This is normally where I take over and do the stat pack, but because you're so interested in being involved, I want you to help me, okay?
Let's do it.
We have a big 3 in the Xfinity Series: Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, and, of course, Cole Custer. They've won 7 of the last 11 races this season.
It's impressive to watch because each one of them is their top guy for their manufacturer. Toyota, Ford, and Chevrolet. They were all in the Final 4 last year. They're the who's who of the group right now. So let's see how the race plays out today. This is one of those fun roval tracks. It's an oval road course, and this will challenge guys to step out of the box a little bit.
My expectations for you are high based on what I saw here yesterday. We'll see you upstairs, okay?
I got my notes. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Won't be long, Shannon.
Thank you so much, Adam and Kurt. So straight ahead, it was was another Xfinity Series win for Tyler Reddick last week. The defending champ tells us about the possible jump to Cup. We're going to talk to him live. Plus, the Xfinity drivers tell us who is worthy of a mid-season award. You don't want to miss that. Plus, we're going to see if my streak of stumping the Mac continues. It's all coming up on race day.
The only driver is Tyler Reddick.
Why are you team Tyler Reddick?
There's something I should tell you.
I love his style. I love his attitude.
It's playing on my mind.
He races people hard. He expects to be raced hard.
It happens when I'm here.
He's the guy I've got my eye on.
I will always love you.
Thank you. Oh, the love is real. The love is real, right, Larry Beck?
Oh, you're all comedians. You should go to Vegas and start a little show.
I think he blew Larry a kiss.
Well, Larry does it all the time.
I do love his style.
I know you do. How about we head out to the track and say hello to the reigning Xfinity Series champ and two-time winner this season, Tyler Reddick. Or, hey, should I say T-Red? Is this nickname sticking, Tyler? Are we liking this?
You guys can use it if you want to. It's totally up to you. Name's Tyler. You can go by T-Red. I've had a few nicknames throughout the years, and it's not a bad one. I'm okay with it.
All right. Well, thank Austin Dillon for that one. Okay, moving on to racing. There were a lot of people, Tyler, who questioned your move to RCR last year, especially after winning a championship with Junior Motorsports. As you reflect on sort of your thoughts during the off-season, what were your biggest concerns in making this move?
Well, you just wanted to make the best effort possible. When you're stepping into a team like Richard Childress Racing, there's a lot of expectations. And Richard wants to win another championship. He wants to win races. So going into the year, there really wasn't a lot of time to really goof around and figure it out. And, me and Randall Burnett were able to mesh really well together right off the bat and start the year off with a pole. Some bad luck along the way, but we were able to string together good runs. And now we've got 2 wins, and we're trying to go for 3 here today.
Tyler, most of the guys in the Xfinity Series want to make it to Sunday and race in the Cup Series. And based on the way you've run the last 2 years, I'm assuming that you've had a couple of teams contact you about maybe driving their car next year. So have you had anyone contact you about racing in the Cup Series? And if you had a choice, would you prefer to stay with Richard Childress Racing?
A lot of that stuff really hasn't taken place yet, and obviously my focus has remained on the Xfinity Series. But I would love to stay at Richard Childress Racing. Just the entire organization, the people I've been around and worked with so far this year, they're putting in their full effort into these cars, and I'm trying to do the same back for them. So it'd be really cool to stay at RCR, and whatever the future is, that would be awesome to stay with them. But you never know, this sport, everything changes so fast. As you can see, we went from Junior Motorsports to RCR this year, so you just never know what's going to happen. But the nice thing is we're having fun as a group, we're winning races as a group, and right now we're enjoying life and we're trying to make the most out of these starts, and we'll just keep doing that. And as much as I'd love to say it'll all shake out, there's really not too much you can do about it. Just go out there and run your best race, and we'll have what we have.
Well, Tyler, I would say your biggest focus right now is on this race today at Pocono. You qualified 6th earlier. You had a fast car in the 2 practices yesterday, but a transmission change going to the rear. Now, I've tried for years to apologize up front to my wife, Linda. It never worked out, but you've already apologized to everybody starting back there with you. I'd say you're going to be a little aggressive, aren't you?
Probably. I mean, if anyone knows me, I'm probably going to be pretty aggressive. Starting back there that far, I'm going to have to be if I want to get back to the front. We've been able to score stage points in every single stage this year. I want to keep that going, but I do want to get this car to the end of the race because I feel like it's pretty good to battle with. It's pretty fast. We can keep up with Cole Custer, and I think adjustment or 2, we'll be able to fight pretty well with him for the win.
Hey, Tyler, T-Red, whatever you want us to call you, good luck today. It's going to be fun watching you come from the back, and I know you're going for that 3rd win, so good luck.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me, and hope you have fun watching the race today.
Oh, we will absolutely have a good time watching the race. And as Larry McReynolds said at the top of the show, the big three, right? Those are the big three right now in the Xfinity Series. Of course, we have Christopher Bell, Cole Custer, and Tyler Reddick. You could see their stats right there. All of them have victories this year. All of them have led laps, and they really have kind of started to separate themselves, at least from a headline standpoint, from the rest of the field. So, you know, when you look at these guys, obviously their goal, Larry, is to go Cup racing. That's what every driver wants to do. Is this a three-way race for the Cup Series? And if so, who gets there first?
Yeah, I would be shocked that if all three of them are not in Daytona in a full-time ride, starting with the Daytona 500. But when I look at their performance this year, yeah, they're all fast every single week and they win races. But if you look at Cole Custer, yeah, he's won 2 races, but he's had 3 finishes of 24th or worse, including last week at Charlotte. Christopher Bell has won 3 races, 2 finishes of 30th or worse. So the graph to their season would be kind of like this. But Tyler Reddick, he's won those 2 races. He's only had 2 finishes outside the top 5, so his graph would be a flat line. So they're all 3 fast, but Tyler Reddick, he's there every single week. If he's not winning, he's finishing in the top 5.
I mean, I think all 3 of them will be in Daytona as well, but they're all kind of on different paths of how they got here and how they're going to get to the Cup Series. When you look at Christopher Bell, he's been a part of Toyota since the beginning. They want to put him in a Cup car. We're just not sure which Cup car he'll end up in. Tyler Reddick has made his own way with RCR. Maybe he could be in a 3rd RCR car next year. And you look at Cole Custer, he's been a part of that Haas organization from the start of his time in NASCAR. So, I mean, all those guys I think will get there, but they're all going to get there a different way.
Yeah.
So where do they go? That's my question. And you just kind of mentioned that, you know, we don't really know where Christopher's going to go. This guy might go. Where do they go? That's the question, right?
Yeah, and we feel like, to Jamie's point, that if they can get the funding in place, that Tyler Reddick, possibly a 3rd RCR car. But what about those other 2? Because the organizations they drive for, they have 4 Cup teams. So unless they go to a satellite team, like possibly the 95 car with Christopher Bell, they're going to have to replace somebody if they stay with Joe Gibbs Racing or with Stuart Haas.
Yeah, I mean, that's so hard to speculate on where they're going to end up. You don't know the situation for all of those other teams. Clearly, Tyler Reddick, I think, is in the best position if he wants to stay at RCR because they have the opportunity to just start a 3rd car.
The future is bright for all 3 of those. I think we can absolutely agree on that. Hey, the future's bright for the show as well, and it's the midway point of the season. We're going to hand out some mid-season awards. The drivers are going to reveal their picks. You don't want to miss that. Next on FS1.
And now, a Fox NASCAR vintage movie moment.
Because despite what they say, this is my fault. It's my project. I insisted we find the tricks. I insisted we found turn 4. I insisted we kept turning.
Oh, it knows we're looking for it.
I knew there was only 3. I tried to tell them there was only 3.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Michael! Larry! Where is it?
This has been a Fox NASCAR vintage movie moment.
Don't you wish you could have retired earlier?
Honestly, I couldn't if you're praying or peeing in the woods. That was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh. So if you guys would have seen Jamie's face during that whole piece, it was like pure disgust and
I was confused.
Confusion. I mean, it kind of looked like this.
Confident, confused, or concerned?
All 3, yes.
Show, yeah.
Yes, that was our Blair Witch Project, which you haven't seen the movie. So, and we did not get any ticks. I had.
Well, I can tell you that doesn't make me want to go see the movie as well.
Okay, all right. So it's pretty clear we're not going to win an award for that performance.
No.
However, it is award time here on race day, so we made up some mid-season awards to give out to drivers and had them pick the winners.
Most likely to succeed.
It'll probably be Tyler Reddick.
I would say Justin Haley.
Most likely to succeed, Christopher Bell.
Easy.
Most likely to succeed. We'll say myself. I'm confident. Why not, right?
Probably Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick.
Most improved. Wow.
Most improved.
I'm going to pick myself.
Shoot, I don't know. That's a tough one.
The most improved, Chase Briscoe.
Chase Briscoe.
How about Brandon Jones?
Tyler Reddick. Class clown. Is it even really a question? We all know who it is. It's Noah.
Noah Gragson.
Noah Gragson.
I feel like Tyler Reddick. Maybe it's because he's always picking on me.
I feel like Noah's probably a little more public with his foolishness, but I know Tyler pretty well, and he's a dork. Best rookie performance. I can't say I know my rookies that well.
Briscoe.
I would say the best rookie would probably be Chase Briscoe at the moment.
Justin Haley.
Probably Justin Haley. I feel like he's breathing down my throat like every single race.
Most likely to get in a fight. Man, these are tough questions for some reason.
I don't feel like we have any fighters here.
I mean, I'll fight.
But I know the one guy that I've seen get in a fight and tackle the heck out of somebody was Cole Custer.
John Hunter Nemechek and Cole Custer.
Most likely to get in a fight, Cole Custer.
You know, I feel like Noah Gragson puts a lot of effort in his hair.
In our sport, performance is based off of time and speed. And it takes me a lot less time to get ready in the morning.
John Hunter Nemechek.
Best hair, Jeffrey Earnhardt. Jeffrey Earnhardt.
You see this flow? I'm going with myself on that one. Life of the party, I would say he's either Noah Gragson or Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick. He knows how to have a good time.
You know, I feel like if you asked me that a year ago, I think that I would have given myself that award. But, you know, Cole Custer, he has a lot of fun.
I think we could safely say that Jamie McMurray has best hair sitting up here.
Of us two, for sure.
Of the two analysts, I think that's pretty much a landslide. But did you see there, other than rookie and other than getting in a fight, the competitors say Tyler Reddick's name a lot as well?
Because you've put the brainwash on them.
No, everybody's got a close watch on Tyler Reddick right
Most
now.
likely to storm off the set in the middle of a segment. Larry McReynolds.
I'm not even going to say anything about Tyler Reddick because I feel like I beat you to death on it already.
We love Tyler Reddick. We can't wait to watch him come through the field today. And still to come on our race day, our pit reporters check in with the drivers to find out their secret plans to solving the tricky triangle. And I am once again going to try to stump the Max. Come on back.
This week on NASCAR Race Up, we see who had a tricky time at the Triangle in Radioactive. And don't miss Kevin Harvick, David Reagan, Cole Pearn, and Jamie McMurray on the show. Plus, it's our first installment of The Pub. Clint Boyer joins Regan Smith over a nice cold one to talk racing. That's all this week on NASCAR Race Up. Weeknights, 6 p.m. Eastern, only on FS1.
Welcome back to Pocono Raceway. We're on the grid here. Everybody's getting ready to hop in these race cars. Chase Briscoe, one of those guys starting 12th. Can you get it done today?
Yeah, I felt like in qualifying, we were kind of on track for a pole or at least a top 3 lap, and I just screwed up. So I feel like we have a really good new jump forward. Got a little ways to go, but we'll see if we can get up there.
Good luck, Chase. Matt?
Peanuts and Beer, Ryan Preece back in the Xfinity Series. Why choose this race for your shortened schedule?
It's totally different from everywhere, right? It's not a place where you can really say you've gotten somewhere similar to race at. So here was definitely a track that I circled saying, man, it would be nice to get some more laps. And, you know, I'm thankful to be racing with Junior Motorsports and have Planters Nuts and Keystone on the car. So it's pretty cool, right?
We'll see him next at Watkins Glen. Regan?
Well, Justin Haley standing beside his race car. You've got a win here in the ARCA Series. How good is it to come to a track that you won at before?
It's obviously amazing. I like coming to Pocono. It's a tricky triangle, as they say. It's a lot different than some of the other places. So we were too loose in qualifying, got tightened up here for the race, and we were better in race trim yesterday in practice than we were in qualifying trim. So got a really fast lead filter cover protection, Collie Racing Chevrolet, so we should be going to the front.
Always good to be better in race trim. Matt?
Okay, now we're breaking up some pictures back here. Randy, I mean, he's like the mayor of the grid. Your PR man, legendary guy in the sport. For you, what's the biggest challenge today here at Pocono?
It's like a road course. I know you hear that a lot all weekend long, but as soon as you mess up one corner, the other two are going to be pretty rough for you as well. It's kind of hard mentally to not make yourself overdrive that corner whenever you mess up also. So keeping that composure, keeping that cool. If you do slip up in a corner, just back the corner up, keep your points the same. We changed a lot of stuff. Yes, just actually a really good qualifying effort, I thought, for what we were fighting in practice. So looking forward to going at it in the race. We got Junior Pro in the car as well, so it's going to be a good one.
Now, this sounds a lot like our pit whips, Regan. One person messes up and then the other one messes up.
There we go. We're capable of doing that. Ross Chastain, you're the watermelon man as we know you, but looks like you have the watermelon queen with you here.
I do, yeah. All of your watermelons are coming out of Georgia these days, so we have the Georgia Watermelon Queen here, and everything that's being bought in the Wise supermarkets here in the Poconos is coming out of Georgia, so we tie it all together with the watermelon car.
All right, good luck today. Matt?
Okay, so there's Tyler Reddick. He's getting a big hug from RC. He's going to the back, so we're going to go to the guy in front of him, Ryan Sieg. Eddie O, come back up here to the 39. Come on, follow me. This way. I must say, your sunglasses, not as good looking. I like the pink shades better.
Yeah, for sure. She's here with us this weekend. But the C2 freight's the car's been good, and we're ready to go here.
Regan, the fun factor, I think we're pegging it here on the grid.
We're reaching an all-time high with the fun factor. That is correct. Noah Gregson getting ready to climb into his race car. You got a truck race here before, so this isn't the first time you've seen this track. That's a good thing.
It's a challenging racetrack for sure. Luckily, I have my interior guy, Jared, right here. He's got me all dialed in the car, so I feel pretty comfortable. And then, I don't know, I struggled in qualifying through the tunnel turn. My turn one was really good, but I about knocked the fence down. So
100 laps to get it right. Can you get it right in 100?
Got 99 tries. Hopefully that 100th one, we can come off at turn 3, not turn 4, in the lead. So I don't know. Ready to have some fun today. Think about my family. Love you guys, and let's go get it.
All right, good luck today. Shannon?
Thank you, Regan. All right, those guys are going to have some fun out on the track today. We're about to have some fun in here. Time now for
Pump the brakes. We're getting down to the end of Fox and
Here they
FS1
go.
Xfinity Series.
Oh, you've been
and
waiting for this all
is
day,
the Mac
Joe.
Attack.
Haven't you?
This is the Mac Attack.
Okay.
And you have the target. And when I say whoa, I mean whoa.
I don't know what's
All right.
Cookie Monster?
What's that? Over there.
Okay, Miss Spake.
Yes.
The property of Pocono Raceway was what before the track was built?
It was some kind of farm. It was a farm.
That's a big area.
It was a corn farm.
Yeah, it was land. Of course it was a farm.
It was a potato farm. I don't know. It was a farm of some sort.
It was a farm.
What was it?
It was a spinach farm.
Spinach farm. See,
we
I
have
knew
a
that.
buzzer.
Okay.
So Shannon, because we know you're into Ironman training, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Shannon had an auction that's been going on for how long?
Amy likes to remind me that I'm telling people too much about the auction.
In that same theme, what was the first ever Ironman World Championship? When was it held?
Oh my gosh. I would say 78.
Ooh, I think Jeremy told you the answer.
No, 1978. I know that because that's
You have a moment.
That was fishy.
1978.
All right.
That was fishy.
What type of triangle has 0 sides or angles that are the same length?
Isosceles? Isosceles triangle?
That's a good answer.
How do you say that?
Scalene.
Scalene triangle.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
That's what I meant. My kids are learning about that.
Okay, which woman holds the world record for the fastest full Ironman competition?
It was Diana Reef. Diana, no?
No, Chrissy Wellington.
Oh,
You did
well. Okay,
horrible
here,
at
let's go trackside. Enough what's up the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise and remove your hats as United States Army Recruiting Station, Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Billy Malden of Motor Racing Outreach offers today's invocation.
Let's pray. Gracious God and Heavenly Father, as we rise up today, Lord, we do so, Father, remembering the community of the folks of Virginia Beach, Virginia. We ask you to be with them and comfort them, Father, as only you can. Be with these drivers and teams, officials today, Lord. Give everybody a great day, a safe day of racing. And Father, for this nation that we're so grateful for, we remember the men and women of our armed forces. Be with them. Keep them safe. May your peace be with us all. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Here to honor America, please welcome United States Navy veteran and national recording artist Dave Bray, USA, accompanied by Carlene Miller from the Scranton School for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Children as they perform our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
12th race of the season, 100 laps. Kurt Busch, Adam Alexander, Michael Waltrip will take it on the other end of the break. It's Pocono Xfinity Series next.
NASCAR Xfinity Series in Pocono, and we have a rookie in the booth. Kurt Busch joining us today. Grew up racing in Las Vegas with his brother. 5 Xfinity wins, but he hasn't competed there much. He's made his home at NASCAR's top level. 30 victories, so many great experiences over the years, and maybe the best when he got married to wife Ashley 2 years ago. Kurt is the man in the middle with Michael Waltrip. I'm Adam Alexander. It's great to have you up here with us today.
Thank you, gentlemen. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to the race today.
The one thing your highlight package didn't show, 3 wins here, 3 different teams. In Pocono with 3 totally different corners, they have nothing in common, Kurt.
It's amazing how the track was built after 3 different notorious tracks as far as just being rough on equipment, tough on drivers. But with turn 2 like Indy, that was supposed to be the smoothest corner. It's actually the roughest now. And then the famed Milwaukee Mile turn 3. I like that visual. That will help everybody today when they're watching the race know how different turns 1, 2, and 3 are.
You know what I find most interesting? You said the turns have nothing in common. Kurt has 3 wins here. We have nothing in common. I've never won here, but I do tell you this. I know the most important corner on this racetrack for speed is turn 3. Maybe the trickiest is a tunnel, but when you get to turn 3, you really need to get your stuff together, get a strong run up off that corner so you can charge down this 3/4 of a mile front straightaway.
Yeah, turn 3 is obviously the most important corner for qualifying and carrying your speed down the front straightaway. But to make passes, turn 1, I think, is key. And then today you're going to be riding along with some of the drivers. You'll see how rough turn 2 is.
Tyler Reddick won last week at Charlotte. Starts in the back today with a transmission change. Over/under on how many laps driver 2 passes in the first 2 laps?
I think he gets in the top 15 in 2 laps. How about that?
I'm going with top 20. I wouldn't push it too far.
We'll find out soon. Now we're going trackside for the command.
Race fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Here to give the command, please welcome our Grand Marshal, Assistant Director of Maintenance and Training for J.P. Mascaro & Sons, Robert Venditti.
Drivers, start your engines.
The engines have fired. It's round 12 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2019. We're ready to rev on FS1.
Well, got the pole. Wasn't expecting it at all. That was a pleasant surprise to be P1, but track position's really big here, so hopefully we can keep it out front.
Just finished up qualifying at Pocono Raceway. A little bit off of where we wanted to, but we have a really fast car in race trim.
It's hard here just because every single corner is so different. Your car's never going to be driving really good in one corner. You know, you might have it really good in one corner, but the other 2 might not be very good.
Once again, we got a real bad fast team, the Beast Chevrolet. Rich Chills Racing. For us, another really good car.
And he's not going to win.
I got to start the back. Don't listen to him. I'm coming for him.
I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky. It's right. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky. It's tricky.
This week it's all about the triangle.
Get ready to rock and roll. Hang on. Hard into the wall. It's tricky to rock around. To rock around. On time. It's tricky.
NASCAR Xfinity Series teams making their 4th appearance at Pocono. It's a gorgeous afternoon in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Cars are rolling off, 74 degrees, chance of storms much later this afternoon. We should be fine to get in 100 laps. Let's go from the driver's seat with Jeffrey Earnhardt. Opened up 2019, driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. Up on the front row, nearly won the opening stage ended up finishing 15th after leading 29 laps. Best moment of his NASCAR career likely coming last week. Finished third in the home game at Charlotte. He starts 10th here today.
You sure it's his best moment? It looked like his worst. He was worn out after that race. Let's see what Jeffrey's thinking today. Hey, Jeffrey, it's Michael Waltrip, Kurt, and the boys in the Fox booth. Do you copy?
I got a copy, guys. How's it going?
It's going great. We're looking forward to a perfect afternoon of racing. How's that i-K9 Toyota running today? How do you feel about getting another career best finish?
Man, this thing's been pretty good all weekend long here. We we didn't really qualify that great, but I told the guys I'm not much of a qualifier. It's where you finish that matters. So I'm really looking forward to coming off momentum we had last weekend and seeing if we can capitalize and continue carrying that momentum on this weekend here at Pocono. Who knows, maybe we'll put this i-K9 Super in victory lane. Sure would be nice.
Hey, Jeffrey, it's Kurt Busch in the booth. Congrats on that good run last week. I love how you left everything out on the track. Now this is your 5th race with the team. All the newness is worn off. Are you feeling that? Are you feeling the jive and with the team? And what are you expecting next as far as grabbing that next gear?
Yeah, I feel like, just as a team, we're starting to jive even better together. I thought we fired the season off really good. Seems like every weekend me and Ben get a better understanding of each other, what we look for and want to see out of the car. So, I think it's only going to continue to get better. This being my 2nd race in a row, it's nice when you're not having to sit out of the car for a few weeks. So I think this could be a good race for us to capitalize on it and come out here with a really good finish.
Right on, man. Lock in. You got this. Keep the flow going.
Just about time for the green flag. We'll have it when we return on FS1. It's time to roll up your sleeves. Go to work at Pocono. NASCAR Xfinity Series set to do battle. 250 miles here today. And when I said roll up your sleeves and go to work, I was actually talking about our partner for the day. Kurt Busch left the Cup garage, went to the Xfinity garage to do a little homework for today's broadcast. And he's already outdone Regan Smith and Matt Yoakum, who are on pit road today. That was a shot, wasn't it, Matt?
Oh, boy, right across the bow. Almost landed, though, double A. But you guys have well documented the big three and how they've owned the headlines in 2019. But I think lurking back and forth in the championship standings, the 22 from Team Penske and Austin Cindric. He finished 4th here a year ago. This young man is just so coachable. He overloads on video and data preparation before each race week, and he just continues to impress with the consistency. I think he's the guy that could possibly score his first win here later today. They checked all the boxes, Regan, except for one, a win.
Well, Matt, we have well documented the fact that Tyler Reddick is going to go to the back of the field because of a transmission change. But what we haven't talked about is what took place to cause that transmission to break. It actually happened coming into the pits during a downshift. It wasn't on the racetrack. I asked Tyler if he had any concern about the fact that he may have to shift in the race today with that transmission. He said no concerns because not only was he not planning on shifting today, this transmission has a different ratio. He doesn't think he'll be able to shift with it. So things should all be good for him as he makes his way from the back to the front later on in just a few minutes.
Great reporting there, Regan. And we talk about shifting. Will it be something we see throughout the balance of the day? We'll find out. Now we hear from driver 98.
Super great, but I appreciate all the hard work and effort. Obviously, watching all the video, we should have been way better in qualifying. I just screwed up on my end, so I'll get it back here in the race. I appreciate it. Have fun. It's going to be a different day, so we'll be ready for everything strategy-wise.
That's what I'm looking forward to, Adam. Strategy will be all over the board. If you're within 12 seconds of the leader, you can make a pit stop and stay on the lead lap. We'll see some of that, I think, around these stage breaks.
Yeah, it's a good way to gain a bunch of track position is to pit beforehand. If you're not going to get the stage points, you want to flip-flop to get that track position.
Or don't pit at the end of the stage. Stay out, make this a 2-stop race. Another option. Cole Custer won his 9th career pole earlier today. Driver of the 00 takes the outside lane. Inside of him, Christopher Bell. It is time to hit the gas at Pocono.
There goes Custer. He had his hand out the windows. And all right, let's roll. A lot of super speedway tendencies at this track. But what we got? What's the over-under on how they're going to fin out? 5 wide? 6 wide?
I might go, it looks like 3 or 4.
I could go 4.
Yeah.
I might get 5 with you if you want.
It was the under. Custer drops it in there nice. Oh, look at Bell. Now, I've watched Bell a lot this year, and his car will be loose early in the runs, but that car will start to gain strength as the race goes on. These guys are all duking it up, dikes it up. Got the little draft action going on in the tunnel turn, but what do you think, Mikey? Through here, you got to get down to single file.
Well, you certainly tried, but I don't think anybody told Noah Gregson or Justin Allgaier that. Allgaier was up 3 wide through the tunnel. You never see that.
You get away with it early on when the track's cleaner. As the track starts to rubber in and you have those loose marbles and the dust and the dirt from the quickie dry, then it's tougher. But look at that. Allgaier on the outside and number 7 making some moves already.
Priest using that outside lane as well, making his 3rd start of the year. Saw him in that bright blue number 8.
That was an interesting choice in a drafting lane from Briscoe. Now he's going to move back up top. And we'll see who's able to come out on top off of the exit of 1. Will it be Annette or will it be Allgaier?
When they said go, Cole took him serious, didn't he? Wow, he jumped out to about a 2nd lead here already in that 00 car. As you can see, battling here. Ryan Priest, another great qualifying effort. He's battling inside the top 10.
Top 15 for the 2 of Tyler Reddick. I think he's ahead of our schedule, isn't he?
15th already? Yes, look at that.
He is just such an aggressive racer. You knew this was probably put a smile on his face knowing he was going to come from the back.
I mean, he's just chomping down on the bit, moving to the inside. Now he's to the outside. Let's see if he's going to be able to clear off of... Wow, he's just making moves, cutting lanes. And he's going for another one. Why not?
He didn't really clear, did he?
He just made his own lane.
You know, he leads the regular season standings, and one of the reasons why, top 10 in every stage this year, and he's out in front of Christopher Bell, who's racing for the runner-up spot with Austin Cindric. Fun to watch these 2 young drivers go at it off of turn 1.
Yeah, and Kurt said it perfectly. Christopher's car is always loose to start a run, and that's a way to ensure you don't use up that right front tire. If it's hanging out now, he will get that long run speed, and Christopher's really good at hanging on to a loose race car.
And I think that's the wisdom within the team and the way the crew chief wants to set the car up. There's 25 laps in a stage here. You got to kind of give up the first 5, but you can't be too far off on restarts because people will take advantage of that weakness.
Rookies, Justin Haley, Noah Gregson on board with the 11.
A lot of throttle out time in turn 3, but that's where you want to try to apply the throttle as smooth as you can with that big, long straightaway.
You know who's been impressive this weekend? Michael Annette, back-to-back top 10s, won the season opener at Daytona, and racing with his teammate. There's Ryan Priest in that 8 car.
You talk about Annette, Adam, and you know, we've seen at times over the first 11 races this year, it takes them a practice or 2, and maybe even in the race they get speed. But ever since they've unloaded here at Pocono, that car has had good speed. He did a great job of qualifying and running well early.
From the back to 11th, it's lap 4. Tyler Reddick is bringing the heat in the beast.
He's going to have to try to tame that beast. He's way ahead of the curve on what we thought he was going to do for passes. So car's dialed in just the way he wants.
Jeffrey Earnhardt started in the 10th position. He's up to 9th and was challenging there Ryan Sieg for the 8th position. So I would say good start for Jeffrey.
Definitely making the car, getting the best speed he can off the exit of the corner. I was listening to it there, and he had to go to the throttle 3 different times to make sure he didn't push up and hit the wall in that dirty air behind. And so that's the balance. Now let's listen to him here off of turn 1. Much cleaner on throttle application behind Sieg. And he might have a shot here as he goes down into the tunnel, but most likely he's just going to stay in line, and let's see if he makes a move to get some clean air on the nose through the tunnel turn. Drops it down next to the yellow line, but...
Oh, he tried to go to the gas again, didn't he?
Is still a little bit on the tight side is what Jeffrey's car looks like it's handling like. So we'll see what he's able now to apply. Up to 4th now. I got, well, with Jones, man, he's been doing it, man. I like the way he's been wheeling that Toyota around. And 5th year, settling in. He's got some good runs going.
Spent that time at RCR, came over to Joe Gibbs Racing. New crew chief this year is Jeff Mendering, and we mentioned during qualifying, good start to the season. And there he goes. Talked about him too soon. Into the wall, Brand Jones.
Man, that was a tough break. I didn't see what he did wrong to create that looseness, but the car just came around on him way quicker than what he thought was going to happen there. That's a tough break, man.
Well, you qualify up front, running 4th, and just trying to feel it out, and that happens, and certainly would appear the day done for the 19, Matt.
And he had just told Jeff Mendering that the car just way too free, turn 2 and turn 3, and then just got off from underneath.
It was way too free in turn 1 too, Matt.
And that's going to be your loosest corner here at Pocono. If you're starting to feel it in other areas of the track, it's going to step out at that max compression zone. And, man, it just came around on him. And that's a tough break. I mean, if you're feeling it, you got to make the call in your mind not to overdrive it when you're in the loosest corner at Pocono.
You think that's right when he maybe tried to go back to the gas?
Yep.
Or, I think maybe just got on the gas a little bit and around he went.
Speed into the corner, 193 for Brandon Jones. Gives you an idea of what he was dealing with when that car got away from him. Under caution. We're at the greatest triangle in racing, but what are the most famous triangles around the world? We all know the Bermuda Triangle.
That one's scary.
Yeah, indeed it is. What about the Great Pyramids of Giza? Do you know about those? Right, camels? Louvre in Paris.
Yeah. I've been to the Louvre. It's beautiful.
And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has an awesome triangle.
Nice shape to that. What about the Luxor in Las Vegas? But we've got the best looking triangle in racing.
I know 2 types of triangles, the isosceles and the tricky one.
How'd you do in geometry?
I was not very good at geometry or geography.
Somebody just said it's a scalene triangle, so we can act really smart about our triangle shapes.
I think that ship has sailed for me, Kurt.
They talked about that on race day. Something tells me Larry was not the one educating. Do you think?
I don't know. He's pretty smart.
Let's hear from Justin Allgaier, 5th right now.
Man, I was really surprised with how we're able to pass all those guys. That was pretty cool.
In a long time. I've been coming here a long time. Been a long time since I've seen someone go 3 wide in tunnel turn passing people.
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do, right?
That's awesome. And we talked on the qualifying show how yesterday in that final practice, his last run was as good as there was.
Yeah, it was impressive. And when you have that confidence in your car and the track's clean, let her rip. Take the outside lane, and it catches people off guard early on. But, you know, as the race goes on, people learn your tricks. You run out of tricks, or, in all honesty, the track gets tougher because of the rubber buildup and the marbles that are out there.
Tyler Reddick update, 34th to 9th.
Top 10 laps. He did that.
On the gas. Just making it look easy out there.
And this caution, good for him, because it tightens everybody up. He can go get some more.
Tight.
The 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup kicks off in 6 days, and all eyes will be on Alex Morgan, Carly Lloyd, Megan Rapinoe, and the U.S. Women's National Team as the defending champions head to France, looking to win an historic 4th World Cup. All the matches will be live here on Fox and FS1. We had Cole Pern in this week after winning Coke 600. I asked him if he was going to talk trash about the Canadian women's team. He backed off.
But he certainly went to Toronto, didn't he?
He was there
for
Friday, Thursday night. Yes, Raptors won.
Cheered on his Raptors, got a victory.
See the number there. Cole Custer started on the pole, has led every lap, selected the outside lane for the initial start. We'll do the same here.
This will be interesting, huh, Kurt? Because we know that 20 car tightens up a little bit as it goes. Will he have the speed to run with Custer now after a few laps on those tires?
Yeah, I think he's going to feel more confident in where the setup balance is, and now he can rifle down into turn 1 with that feel. But now the tires have a heat cycle on them after they got heated up for those 8-9 laps, and so this will change the balance of the car a little bit, and it'll show again how the crew chiefs have the car set up for the ultimate prize, which is to get the stage points. But Custer's on the outside. He's going to control this restart. Now everybody's going to be a bit more aggressive. I'm predicting 5 wide on this. That's my over-under.
We check it out via the restart camera.
Don't let me out, boys.
There they go. There's 4.
Funnel out. I can go with 5 there.
Oh, there's
yeah,
5
I'm definitely
easy.
counting 5.
Easy.
Look at Allgaier making a move to the inside of Bell. Is it going to stick?
That's 3 wide into the corner.
It gets tight down there, guys.
What about the confidence that Justin Allgaier has in that car? You could see it there.
Michael Annette to second.
Now you're going to have that outside lane that's going to have most of the drafters, and we'll see how aggressive Allgaier still wants to be. I mean, right now, Bell, I don't think he's going to give up the spot too easy here. As they go through the tunnel turn, what do you got? You're going to be loose down there, Allgaier. And Bell's going to close the door on him, take over 3rd. And here comes our boy Reddick, clicking him off, right? Look at that black 2 car, the beast.
Austin Cindric started 3rd. He's 7th. Reddick up to 6th and looking for more.
Austin Dillon, you called it, Adam. That car looked really
good in practice yesterday. He's making a charge. There's Jeffrey Earnhardt. Man, there's just racing all over this place.
Haley putting on a good block as they go down the front straightaway and into one. Let's see if he's able to hold them off or not. Look at this. It's 2 by 2. They got the guys on the inside lane riding along with Haley, and he's clear. He's got the position.
Reddick racing Allgaier. This is to get in the top 5, 10 laps in.
Does Allgaier call his spotter and say, where did he start? Wasn't he supposed to start last? Did they let him off?
You sure that they had transmission trouble?
You know what's great about this, though? Gives crew chief Randall Burnett so many options, because if you have track position, you can dictate tempo a little more, and we got trouble again.
Huge mess off there. Holy smokes.
99 of Todd Peck also involved.
Gase had run up toward the top 15, Adam, early in this race, and
that's the exit of the tunnel turn. And man, that's a place where, yeah, you end up with too many guys side by side and dirty air back there and over those bumps in the tunnel turn. I can't wait to show our viewers later on the helmet cam from Haley on how rough it is going through the tunnel turn.
99 of Todd Peck there. Not much damage. It looks like Chad Fincham was the one that caught the most damage out of that crash. There's the Fincham car.
Peck was here 3 years ago when the Xfinity Series made their debut at Pocono. He's a Pennsylvania kid. Good to see the window net down for Fincham. Saving fuel here, is that what I saw? Did he flip the switch?
Oh yeah, I love it. The crew chiefs right away. Save fuel, save fuel. It's, okay, here we go. Now I got to coast for 1.5 miles with the engine shut off.
And I got to keep up. I mean, your jobs, even though the caution comes out, so much engineering, so much strategy goes in to this, and you just got to work the whole time, huh?
Yeah, all the time. So as they're coming through the tunnel turn, it might have been where he got a little bit of help.
Yeah, the 42 got hit by Joey Gase, it looked like, and you could see Gase gets clipped by Chad Fincham after the contact.
And that's, again, where everybody gets those runs off turn 1, and you're running down the straightaway, and you're like, man, do I funnel out? Do I get in line? I can still make this pass?
Only 11 laps in, already caution number 2.
To say tunnel turn at Pocono would be the most difficult.
Both are very difficult corners. You have a lot of room on a lot of bumps in turn 3 at Charlotte, but the tunnel turn here, everything happens so fast and you have so little room for error.
The tunnel turn at Pocono is really, it's unique because it's really flat. It's a really short turn, but you do have to slow down for it.
Drivers seem to always agree one of the most difficult turns in all of NASCAR is the tunnel turn, and I would say if you ask Chad Fincham right now, he would say indeed it's a difficult spot. He's part of the reason we're under caution for a second time today.
I think Chad got clipped though and turned around there, but that just, like Kurt said, you just get so much momentum off turn 1 and you try to go somewhere with it and you run upon one of the toughest turns in all of NASCAR.
I think the evidence showed you're on the hook, but you know, it's everybody's opinion to decide, and mentally though, you kind of got to block it out. You got to challenge every corner at every track with the feel of, yeah, I've got this. There's not one that's harder than another one.
Well, you were just on turn 3 at Charlotte last week, a couple of weeks actually, and now you've been on turn 2 here. What's your vote?
Right now, I would say that turn 3 at Charlotte was my tougher corner there, Mikey. It might have been with the result that ended in turn 4 with a spin. So hopefully we'll get that back under control, but look at the bumps. And this is just under the pace laps on how the track has settled over the years. And the fresh asphalt, I mean, it's only 5-6 years old.
Matt?
Well, Justin Allgaier sitting back in the 6th position. So the balance not bad in that Chevrolet Camaro. He is having a challenge of hearing the team when he's way over in the tunnel turn, but his biggest observation is the guy who sits right in front of him.
I think he's catching everyone's eye. And we also noticed here under caution, John Hunter Nemechek made a pit stop. The door is open for strategy with these early cautions. Let's hear from Justin Allgaier.
Yeah, the 20 screwed me there, but then the 2, dude, that 2 is stupid. I mean, it's like, it's not even a race.
I'd say that's 100% correct.
Like, I got through 1, probably the best I've gotten through 1 the entire day. He just turned left and drove by me like I was trying to do a clear me and got mine. Like, it's ridiculous, man.
And he means stupid in a good way, Adam.
Like ridiculous fast. It's tough. I mean, Allgaier's pointing out the obvious and how quick that 2-car is. And, you know, for his day, for Allgaier's day, he's got to mentally focus on what he can get done with that 7-car. But the reality is yeah, that 2-car's dialed in, and it's going to be tough to beat that guy. So, yeah, you know, you don't want to focus too hard, though, on that 2. There's a bunch of other guys out there you got to race.
Chase Briscoe restarting 11th here.
Anybody been talking on the radio about downshifting? Not that we've heard of, but, you know, they were doing it yesterday, so I would say they're probably doing it today as well. Get an opportunity. Get some clean track in front of you and behind you. You can go ahead and try it. Probably take a couple times to get the timing right.
Yeah, anytime that you're going to change your rhythm and your sequence of how you approach a corner and you downshift, it does take a couple tenths off your pace. But talking with the crew chiefs yesterday, this is that zone. They said when the pace drops off and you're 20 laps into a run, that's when the window of shifting opens up, because it's an option to get that torque with 3rd gear out of the corner. So we'll see if that comes into play or not.
We got a great view here from Haley's visor cam. Wow, that's such a cool shot. We'll be able to see if he reaches over there and throws that thing up into 3rd down in turn 1.
So this is where the games start, I think, on restarts, right, Mikey? You have, you know, different guys doing different rhythms of their heating up their tires, or, you know, the outside lane is what the lane choice has been, and then now you're like lunging ahead. Cole Custer's in control this whole restart, so he's lunging ahead, he gets on the brakes, he's trying to play games with Annett, keep Preece on his toes, and he's trying to confuse Bell all at the same time.
First time we've seen Annett on the front row for a restart. Custer again in that outside lane.
Up through the gears. Our boys were 5 wide last time. Let's see what we get this time.
Michael Annett did a great job of launching with Cole Custer there.
Look at these guys. You would think there's a mailbox and they have to drop off an envelope down there. It's huge. 3 wide. It's tight. Easy.
Oh, you
love it.
Trying to get down low, fighting that wheel. That's so cool.
Elbows are up. Look at Chastain coming off of turn 1.
You know he's not scared. He's going to be throwing it in there 3 wide to try to grab as many spots as he can on these restarts. Haley to the inside. He backs it down and tries to single it out here into the tunnel turn.
Reddick went in the wrong direction on the restart.
He did. We saw Chase Briscoe up around the outside, looking back from Austin Cindric's car at that battle between Sieg and Chastain. Sieg just takes that spot.
Custer a big jump. Preece to 2nd. Annett back to 3rd, but he's got way bigger problems than losing a spot on the restart. He's being posted for a restart violation. Let's look at it one more time.
Adam, I told you he had a great restart. The guy on the inside can't leave before the leader looked like he might have.
The leader might have, I mean, we're not in the cars, guys, but the leader might have stood on the gas. What have we got here?
Bell in trouble.
Bell's in trouble.
He's got to turn
onto it, buddy.
Oh, what a great job of just battling that thing and keeping it out of the wall.
No serious damage, so Bell will be able to come back, but what led to that? He was running 5th at the time.
3rd caution of the day. We've got the 2 stage breaks. We're going to get at least 5 cautions. The most we've ever had here is 5. This has been a busy opening stage.
And he's got to creep that car back to the pit road.
Remember I was making that comment that Ratcliffe had started his car a little bit on the free side? I don't know what happened, but let's see what happened here. He's loose sideways.
No one near him either.
Nothing. He is trying to keep pace so that he can have a good run off the exit of 1. Problem was he was right where Brandon Jones had trouble earlier. 2 cars getting sideways.
Skidded along the wall, no damage there. What a big break this is for Michael Annett too, Adam. He's going to get to make that penalty call under caution. That'll help. They can also use strategy now. Maybe they put on their tires and get ready to run to the end of stage 2.
I would guess you will.
That's definitely how the 1 car is going to have to dig out of this hole. It was a tough call. NASCAR decided that he was ahead, or lunged too quickly ahead of the 00. You can still beat the leader to the line, but they're saying that he went too quick. But again, turn 1 with these Xfinity cars is the loosest spot on the track.
That's crazy, isn't it? It looked like just out of control early. Twice for the Gibbs guys.
17 laps in, already 3 cautions. Top 5 right now: Custer, Preece, Annett, Allgaier, Austin Dillon. We've talked so much about Christopher Bell. And the guy calling the shots, Jason Ratcliffe, 2 wins here at the Cup level. Mentioned during qualifying, he won with Joey Logano in 2012. Also won here with Matt Kenseth. So he understands success and an opportunity for strategy now after the problems coming off of turn 1. They'll put the tires on, and we'll see if this pays dividends throughout the balance of the race.
Now, no strategy for Bell. He needs those tires. He's just going to try to stay on the lead lap at him, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Annette does too, because he's got to serve a penalty, go to the rear anyway. I'm sure he'll come get tires, so could be a mixed bag here late in this stage.
But I say opportunity for strategy. Obviously, this was not their plan. They have to pit, but it does open up the door for them to get out of sequence, do some different things later on, Regan.
Well, no surprise here. His report right before that car went around, it's loose everywhere. He's been complaining that the entire race. We see a little bit of damage to the right rear. They're not going to worry about that right now. The main goal is to get the 4 tires on, get him out ahead of the pace car. They coached him all the way back to the pits to make sure he didn't tear any fenders off that car like he did last week, Matt.
And you're starting to see some teams roll their strategy earlier. Chase Briscoe already in. You can see the wrench going in the back window. His complaint early on, just loose on entry and loose on landing. An air pressure adjustment as well, Regan.
Michael Annett with one of the best cars he's had all year. Unfortunately, that restart violation made a new pit strategy for them. They're going to hit the pits right here and work on his race car. He's been too free into turn 3, too tight into turn 1. And the 18 of Jeffrey Earnhardt, his car is loose to the center, but aero tight behind other cars. 4 tires for him.
Did you say strategy would be all over the board, Michael?
It's been fun, Adam. I mean, Kurt, we got a good one here today with all these spins and differing strategies. This is so interesting.
Yeah, it's always interesting at Pocono, but what comes into play is the road course atmosphere here on how you can pit, not lose a lap, and then jump ahead of a bunch of guys. So it's pretty wild so far. Good start to everything.
The finish of stage 1 when we continue. Cole Custer is the race leader.
That's sometimes those.
Going to be 5 to go in stage 1 when we return to the green flag at Pocono, and there's a problem for Ryan Preece, who was solidly up inside the top 5 but started dropping back. What's happening, Regan?
Well, he just came across the radio and said, we lost all power. He doesn't know what has happened right now. They're telling him to cycle the engine to try and figure out what's going on.
He's got it back going now, but man.
Yeah.
Tough break.
All right, Taylor,
You just come right down and pit here?
Restart there, man.
I would think maybe if it's an option, just come right down and pit, get your service, but maybe not because they've lost all the track position. We'll follow the progress for Preece. Meanwhile, the restart, Custer and Allgaier going at it into turn 1.
A bit more of a uniformed start there.
Boy, can you explain to folks at home how hard it is to run that bottom line down into a turn at 190 miles an hour, Kurt?
The key is that you got to know when somebody's going to be on your outside, and then you get that arrow loose when somebody's packing it down on you. But Custer continues to dominate on the restarts. Allgaier's now moved himself up to 2nd. And then this guy in the 2 car, he's not doing too bad today. I think he started last, and now he's basically 3rd. Reddick is getting the job done. Battling hard, though, with Austin Dillon.
A couple RCR guys there. Austin driving for Colleague today, but there is an RCR alliance. Give it to the 10 coming off of turn 3, but Reddick not going away, and right behind him on board with Austin Cindric.
Yeah, I think Reddick was like taking it for granted maybe that Dillon was going to help him there, but man, Dillon's making it tough on him. Reddick's going to be clear as they go down into turn 1 and continues his charge forward. Only 4 laps to go on this stage. Never would have guessed, right, that he would be cashing in on stage points in the first stage after starting last.
He's picked up stage points every race this year, every stage.
That's impressive. I mean, that's how you put a championship run together, and Reddick's been showing it all throughout every race this year. I mean, even at Vegas, his worst finish of the year, he was going to cash in on a solid run.
Look at Cindric looking in that rearview mirror, just seeing if anybody has a run on him or not as he goes down into turn 3. I think this driver will be probably one of the first that tries shifting. He's a road racer. His experiences in road racing, he knows exactly what he wants to do when he does it. A couple, 3 laps into this run, I think these tires are old. We'll see if he thinks about maybe shifting down here in turn 1.
It could be a good option. It's just that we've had so many restarts, right? And we're not into that super long run where the pace really drops off. But he left it in high gear. He's muscling it through turn 1, and You know, we'll ride with him if we can down this Long Pond straightaway. He's picking up the draft from Austin Dillon in front of him, going way down to the inside. They'll bring it back wide, but just watch his head jostle around here as he goes through the tunnel turn.
There it is.
I mean, it is way more violent when you're driving. Maybe he's got some good shocks on that Penske Ford. I don't know. It looked pretty smooth through there, boy.
Team Penske won here 2 years ago. Last lap pass when Brad Keselowski was driving that 22 car. And here comes the 2 of Tyler Reddick. And right side of your screen, Ryan Preece lost all that track position when he lost power prior to the restart. Comes down, gets his service. What'd you see there, Regan?
Well, they did take your advice, Adam, and came down pit road. They were going to try and use strategy and should have been able to get back out in front of the leaders right there with that race car, but they had a problem with the jack on the left side. They didn't get it high enough up in the air. A slow pit stop. Now he is a lap down and is going to have to take the wave around on this yellow.
I mean, not the end of the world because you can take the wave around, but a tough break for that team having an issue on the pit stop.
Yeah, that was definitely a tough break under yellow. Maybe that was him trying to save fuel and got a little crisscrossed on some of the switches. We don't know the full answer, but it's always tough when you're driving somebody else's car for the first time.
And let me ask you this, Kurt. If number 7 thinks number 2 is stupid fast, doesn't that make number 7 stupid fast also?
See?
I mean, he's able to hold him off. That's an impressive run so far for Allgaier. Not a great day yesterday in practice, but this team has really come to race today.
He is. He's holding off Reddick right now. He put the belts in a little bit tighter, and he's trying to hold that position and gain these stage points. So this is the last lap before they call the stage. And meanwhile, Custer has just checked out. He's almost got a 3-second lead over this battle, but Reddick is not going to let this die easy. He's going to push him all the way. He's going to try to find a way around Allgaier.
Look at Nemechek. Started 23rd in a backup car. Pitted from 14th. Dropped back to 27th, and he's going to score points in our opening stage. Drives around Noah Gragson. That's for 9th.
That's an impressive drive. Getting a lot of work done here in this first stage. These two are still battling it out, but Custer's definitely going to take the checkered on this stage.
Custer wins stage 1. For second, Allgaier hangs on over Reddick. Right behind him, Austin Dillon. Austin Cindric completes the top 5. And for 10th, Noah Gragson in front of Jeffrey Earnhardt. 25 laps in. It was eventful, and the caution to end the stage is already our 4th of the afternoon. Way to go, Cole Custer.
Justin, you're a Midwest guy, grew up in Indiana, so I want to know what somebody from Indiana does as a kid during the winter.
Actually, growing up racing, we would go to Columbus indoors in a quarter midget track, and we'd race all winter long inside a pig barn. Me and my stepdad would make the long haul to Columbus, and we'd go pig barn racing.
That's a first. I've heard of a lot of types of racing, never pig barns, so that's a new one for me. I hear you're clumsy just a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, last week before the Charlotte race, I fell down. I dislocated my right elbow. Didn't tell anyone. Had my brother pop it back into place and went out there and raced.
You look good when you got out of the car. I never would have guessed it.
The elbow really didn't give me that big of an issue. My brother, he was a firefighter for a while, so he knew a little bit about it, popped it right back into place, and I was good to go.
You are left-handed. What's the best thing about being left-handed?
I actually play all ball sports. Like I throw football. I'm right-handed in that aspect. The only thing I do is right with my left, so I'm kind of ambidextrous.
Is there an advantage on the track for that?
There's absolutely none.
Oh, okay. No. Justin, thank you for walking and talking with us, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This weekend.
Thank you, bud.
What intrigues the two of you more? The fact that he's ambidextrous, can do it right-handed, left-handed, or that he used to race in a pig barn?
Or that he drove right after dislocating his right elbow. I mean,
yeah, that was the most impressive thing to me.
That was a huge, man stat. Like, he just bumped up a notch there.
It shouldn't be walking and talking. It should be investigative reporting with Regan Smith.
With some heavy questions. Yeah, it's good stuff.
There's his crew guys waiting on him.
Custer led all 25 laps in the first stage. Got his 5th stage win of the year. And likely will lose the lead after pit stops because a number of other drivers have played strategy, already gotten their service for the first time today.
That's what I love about stage racing. You got so many opportunities when you know there's a caution coming.
That and a track where you can pit and stay on the lead lap at the same time. So leaders are in.
Here they come, Matt.
And you can see the 7, Justin Allgaier. 4 times he has finished second since he won last year at the Brickyard. He hits P2. He wants a little bit more help with the valves of the race car. He said he almost lost it there on the first lap on the restart. No wrench in the back window yet. Looks like an air pressure change in the 7. Meanwhile, the 10, the car a little too free. Off turn 2, off turn 3. He was adjusting with brake bias, Regan.
Well, two-car Tyler Reddick, a nice run through the field so far. That car, though, is too loose and bouncing too much right now for him. Your leader, the 00 of Cole Custer on the left hand of your screen, wants a small adjustment. He's just a tick too free, but not very much.
These teams pitting based on where they qualified last weekend at Charlotte. Greg Galding, a strategy call. No tires, plus 12 for the 08. Allgaier leads off those that took 4. Custer lost a couple of positions, and John Hunter Nemechek, who pitted earlier, stays out. I believe he'll be the race leader. Let's hear from Custer.
Hey, Custer, it's Kurt Busch up in the booth. Dominant first stage there, buddy. As far as handling, we heard you were a little bit loose. What are you anticipating now with the traffic?
Oh, well, that's the, you know, one of the hardest parts about Pocono is just not getting too tight as the run goes, but now our bounce probably going to get a little bit looser in traffic, so we're going to find out what we got here. But our Bim's Mustang has been good all day.
It's smooth. Don't get too excited. Jeffrey Earnhardt was talking about parking some cars, but he had just put on fresh tires, so play it smooth. You'll get back to the front.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Free pass under our 4th caution goes to Ryan Preece, who had those pit issues. It's been an interesting start. Brandon Jones among those who's had problems early in Pocono. Get ready for the second stage here, and you're going to walk us through the circumstance for Christopher Bell, Kurt.
That is what you would call as close as it's going to get. And as he swipes it through here, I love this little stretchy arrow. That's cool. It has nothing to do with anything I'm going to tell you. But this area of the car, this right rear quarter panel area is so sensitive. That is key to keeping the car as far as the lateral grip when it's up at speed. So these bodies, man, I love how these composite bodies just kind of spring back right to action. And then his crew did all kinds of cool work back here to kind of bondo it all up. So all this looks really good now on the 20 car.
Let's get, oh man, I was hoping we could see the Pocono reveal one more time.
Yeah, that's good TV if you ask me.
I don't know who's having more fun, our director Artie Kempner or Kurt playing with a telestrator. Our Xfinity fastest pit stops. Justin Allgaier 14.1, nice work by them. Gregson, Custer, Cindric, Sieg, the other drivers on this list, but they're all going to start outside the top 5 because a number of drivers came down earlier and got service anywhere from lap 12 to lap 18. On the restart, it will be Nemechek, Earnhardt on the front row. Then it's Briscoe, Bell, Annette, and Galding. Galding was first off pit road in this cycle. He had come earlier and gotten tires, went fuel only there at lap 28.
This is going to be crazy,
You picked it up, Mikey. This is when you have guys that are playing the strategy. They're on some older tires that have a heat cycle on them. And then some guys stayed out with that sequence. And then the fastest guy that was running in the top group, he's restarting 7th. That's Allgaier. And then you have Custer, who's going to be in the outside lane, who's been the dominant car so far.
And then we have to also hit on Tyler Reddick. Trouble on pit road. He's all the way back to 18th again. So he's got work cut out for him.
His crew was like, oh, yeah, it was fun watching you pass all those cars before. Here's a bad pit stop. Let's see you do it again, son. Here we go.
Outside lane for Nemechek. That's Bell right behind him.
Good restarts, clean. He's going up through the gears. I'm telling you, man, those guys on the front row are going to battle each other so hard to try to be that first guy to exit turn 1 and have all that clean air. Nemechek's on the outside. Jeffrey Earnhardt on the inside.
Jeffrey's got to be careful down there, man. That car wants to get so loose.
He wants to stay there inside of the Nemechek a little bit loose. And he leaves the door open, so Jeffrey's got to... No, look at this. Nice little block. He's got to get back high, and Bell to the outside. 3 wide down into the tunnel turn. None of these guys want to lift.
Allgaier on the freshest tires of that group.
Look at that. Bell just called up the grip level monster, and he is going.
Bell was in the wall, had to make an unscheduled pit stop. They got him fixed up. He goes to the lead for the first time, and Earnhardt, his teammate, going in the wrong direction.
That outside lane. Gregson luckily made a good move there to let Cindric the grip back underneath his car. But there's Reddick knifing through everybody. I mean, we were just talking about the right rear damage the 20 car had. And he's back up there in the lead. Look at him.
And we were also talking about Reddick restarting 18th. He's 8th in one lap. How about that? Plus 10.
This is bananas. There's movement everywhere. Allgaier loose in turn 1 again. These cars aren't quite up to temp yet. And there it is. Look at that. Cole Custer just lost all his momentum trying to make an aggressive move on Gragson.
Priest got the free pass, and here he is, Michael.
Back in the game. Look at him darting and diving, trying to make moves into the tunnel.
It's good. Cole's got position on him. Get it to the bottom. And now the cars up in front of him are running side by side. He's going to get a good run on both these guys. Priest underneath him.
That's Ryan Sieg. He's got problems.
Left rear flat there. Probably some contact on the restart.
Meanwhile, back to Tyler Reddick, who's working over Justin Haley for 7th.
He's got the inside lane, and Haley's to his outside. Reddick's car has just been so good. He's able to power down to the inside and take the spot away. It's getting a little bit dicey up front, though. Bell's got to make some moves to block Allgaier. Got Nemechek and Briscoe running 3rd, 4th.
No room on the restart, huh?
It's tight down there, and 22's on the inside.
Jared downshift that thing down there in turn 3.
Man, I hope Jeffrey Earnhardt doesn't have any damage from that.
Here's Custer.
I mean, every single one of them is sideways.
What about Brandon Brown? He drives right around him. Here comes Greg Alding. Didn't get any tires and is able to make a move low.
That's the toughest part, is when they're with cold tires trying to make those aggressive passes to make the move, but yet your setup is set up more of the 20 to 25 lap run.
Michael, look at our scoring pylon and the plus minus. This is position gained or lost since the restart.
I'm dizzy, Adam. I mean, they're coming and going in every different direction.
Let's listen in on the radio to the 18 car.
Momentum going, drive right by him. When he starts blocking, you just mix it up. All right, cool. About to start parking people. I understand. I see it.
That's awesome. He's like, I'm going to start parking people. Yeah, I'd kind of step out of the way, too, of Jeffrey Earnhardt. What he's talking about is the guys were chopping him, guys were making aggressive moves, and he's like, you know what? I've had it. I'm just going to start sending people across the nose of my car.
There's Sieg.
And then if they want to argue about it after the race, I've done some MMA, says Jeffrey Earnhardt. I might be able to take them down, too, if I need to.
No problem. So Sieg got his damage fixed. That left rear cut had to have been from just some of the action on the restart. And again, Custer's looking to try and get to the inside, but Haley is definitely putting up a good fight. Side by side off turn 1. Drag race down the long pond. What do you think, Mikey? Looks like he's going to let him slide on by.
All clear.
A lot of speed in that 00 car. Certainly a tough restart for Cole Custer, getting bounced around, but now that he's got some clean air, some clean racetrack, he's able to make some moves.
What I like is this Nemechek strategy. I mean, they're in their backup car. They had to come and pit way early before the stage break to get some changes made, and he's hanging on to 4th right now. He's going to be back to 3rd here shortly, but the positions gained from where he was 20 laps ago, it's going to play out really well with only 14 to go in this second stage.
He started 23rd. So to be running top 5, 15 to go, 14 to go, second stage, that's a good thing for that team.
Yeah, restarting SOB today.
So on that, sometimes life just works out for you. You get lemon, you got to make lemonade.
Yeah, man.
Well, his lemonade's special today. It's hopped up, I think. What a great restart, like you said, and I think he's better than Bell, but Christopher's doing such a great job of hitting his marks, hitting every corner, and the door just hasn't opened for Allgaier.
Yeah, anytime that you're able to stay this close to somebody like Allgaier is, your car's good. It's good in the dirty air, but maybe it's that Bell isn't quite dialed in like he wants, and he's trying to still get that looseness out of the car. It's a great battle for the lead. I mean, they're just kind of changing the speed that they have in different parts of the track.
Custer starting to flex his muscles. It drifted outside the top 10 on the restart. Saw him go around Cindric. That was for 9th. Earnhardt just in front of him. You look at Bell and Allgaier, I immediately think back to a season ago when these two combined to win 12 races. 7 for Bell, 5 for Allgaier, and here's Reddick back to a podium position. Around Briscoe.
P3 for Reddick. He's just going to now try to pull out the big fishing line and reel those guys in, but this is a solid battle for the lead. I like the way these guys are duking it out.
Side by side on the track. We'll go side by side with this break. 13 to go. Stage 2 at Pocono. Bell leading Allgaier.
I know we're racing tonight, but we're racing for them.
We do it the best. Our sport does it the best.
Thanks to the military. That's all for freedom.
Freedom is one of the reasons why people like myself are in this country.
You see different branches of the military represented at our races. I always love going up to them and telling them, you're my hero.
You're the ones that stand tall and protect us, and we can't thank you enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will forever be in debt.
Thanks for the ride along, Captain. I've never been in one of these before, even though Geico is... Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You got cut off there. What were you saying?
Oh, no.
Maybe that Geico's been proudly serving the military for over 75 years? Is that what you wanted to say? I have to say, you seem a lot chattier on TV.
Geico, proudly serving the military for over 75 years.
You okay back there, buddy?
Never a dull night. Take this. There it is. How much for the bolt cutters? You're paying for breakfast.
The greater than ever Corolla. Let's go places.
Right now at KFC, pick any 2 of these favorites for only $6. This tasty pair, $6. This tasty pair, $6. $11.95 for these. I'm just mashing your taters. $6. Mix and match any 2 for only $6 at KFC.
Beautiful but very warm Sunday afternoon.
Campgrounds are full. Happy race day, everybody. It's going to be a great afternoon for racing.
You can't ask for anything more special than what we have here tonight.
Drivers, start your engines!
Let the party begin.
Maybe you've heard the Red Sox and the Yankees have history.
Belichick and A-Rod going at it.
A history of heroes.
Ortiz in the deep right field. We'll see you later tonight.
And villains.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, the next chapter begins, as one is led by the reigning MVP, the other by the thunderous bat of a masked man. Red Sox Yankees, tonight at 7 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Safe to say Christopher Bell, like the running order prior to the commercial break, a whole lot more than he does after. You saw it in side by side. He was leading. He's now 3rd. He fell to 2nd when Allgaier gained the top spot.
Down into turn 1, and that's where the 20 car has had trouble earlier in the race. Just looks like he's walking up the track a little bit, nursing the looseness, and Allgaier's got a solid run on the exit of turn 1. He's able to cleanly to be able to make the pass, and then it looks like the same thing again happens where Reddick, he's got a run on him down into 1, and the 20 car, what do you think, Mike? He just looks like he's nursing the looseness, and he's just trying to keep it under control.
Oh, you know, the 20 car has been solid, but he had that spin early. Just think about it, though. He's got those extra laps on his tires, so that's going to give up some grip for him. So if he can just keep in touch with our leaders, run with the 7, run with the 2, get to the caution, get to the stage break, make an adjustment, he might have something for him. Are they pretty confident down there, Regan?
Well, they are confident, Michael, and you hit on it exactly. They just came over the radio and told him, be calm in the race car. We need to get to this stage break, and then we can battle with these guys on equal tires. Even though it was only 6 or 7 laps difference, they knew that it was going to play a little bit of a factor for that race car. Also, overnight, they worked on the tunnel turn because that's where they felt like their worst spot on the racetrack was. Evidently, it hurt turn 1 just a little bit for them.
It hurt it a lot early.
Well, that's the compromise that you have to make at Pocono, is you're never going to get it dialed in for all 3 corners, so it's a compromise.
You know, one of the stories that's developed in the first 11 races, we've talked about the big 3. But what if you do a graph of 2019 for Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell? They've combined for 5 wins, but a whole lot more dips on the radar for Bell than Reddick.
Yeah, but just so much speed. When you, Kurt, you know, you're a champion. You've won 30 Cup races. When you have speed to go win races, it opens your window to have an off day here and there, and that's certainly the case for these guys.
The confidence that I see in Reddick from when he won the championship at Homestead, I mean, the finishes after that are so impressive. I mean, all these single-digit finishes, and then their top 5 finishes. And then with Bell, he's always... he just has the most raw speed I've seen. He's got so much similarity to Kyle Larson, and it's a matter of just piecing it together at the right spots at the right time. And those two, they're going to be the championship favorites all the way down with Cole Custer, and there's going to be a 4th guy that jumps into the party here soon.
And I think that 4th guy is Justin Allgaier. I've been saying it all year. This team just keeps getting better and better. His experience, his knowledge, that's going to pay off. He's got his hands full right now, but I think Allgaier will be a part of our big 3 before the summer ends.
2 top 5s to start the year, a run of bad luck, but 2nd at Dover, 2nd at Charlotte, and leading here at Pocono, but maybe not for long. Reddick started at the back. He's come to the front on a couple of occasions, and a little bit loose there as he slid up behind that 7 car.
That's where they're both pushing it. They both want to get this stage win, and Reddick's, you know, he's met his match now. Once you get to that top car, the top 3, you can't pass the guys as easy, and you're going to be stuck in dirty air longer. But this is where both guys made the move on Bell. Look at that. He just drove in a little deep and got her crossed up.
That's confidence right there. He tried to cut that thing to the bottom and make the move, and the back end just wouldn't keep up with him.
But he knows to do it. He has that feel in the car, and he's doing a great job of putting it right on that limit. And that's where you just step over that limit just a little bit. Now, I go reel him back in and try it again and try to outfox him with 5 to go in stage 2.
But just remember, Brandon Brown spun out, Christopher Bell spun out. These guys, they're dealing with some treacherous conditions trying to hold on to these cars. So when you get one sideways like that, it'll get your attention.
Yeah, turn 1's definitely going to be the spot where things are going to jump loose. And we've seen Gragson looking to get by Earnhardt here and makes the pass. Gragson's just nice and steady this year. But we want to try to see him jump up a little bit further, try to go into the top 5 on a regular basis. Custer's not quite making his ground as quick as Reddick. What do you guys think? I would have thought he'd have been jumping up there quicker.
Yeah, he's stuck outside the top 5 in the 6th position, right behind this battle. Nice job by Austin Dillon. Didn't have a very good run in that car last week at Charlotte, but they've been steady. Didn't like his brakes yesterday in practice, worked on that a bit, and now he's got a car that we talked to him earlier today. He said, we've got a good long run car, and that's coming into play now.
Definitely is. This is the longest green flag run we've had. And so
Reddick trying to gain the top position before the end of stage 2. He can get there, but just can't quite close the deal.
Yeah, it looked like he had a run, and he just had to check up off the gas a little bit, being a little bit too loose off the exit of 1. And again, it's that dirty air and then the compromise of Pocono. You have turn 1 different than turn 2 and turn 3, so he's still trying to battle it out here.
Dyson the high side,
yeah.
huh?
Oh, Allgaier took a little bit of a bite, gave the bottom open.
Crossover, yes.
There's a playoff point involved here in a stage win, and these guys are racing their hearts out.
Oh, yeah, a little side drift action from Allgaier, trying to pin him down, gain that momentum back on the top side. Here these boys go. Remember, got loose cars. Let's see what happens.
3 to go, stage 2. And the racing is outstanding for the top spot. Tyler Reddick inside of Justin Allgaier through turn 1.
Allgaier's going to have some more momentum off the top side, and he's clear for now.
Take it.
But these boys are racing hard. I love that move that Reddick put on him going into turn 3, just to juke him in the mirror, and that's got Allgaier watching. Through the tunnel turn, a couple bumps down on the bottom. Let's see who gets a run through here and what they're going to do down in the front straightaway next time.
Lap car looms ahead. That could play a role in the way Allgaier's 7 car handles in this corner.
Did you see how far out of the gas Reddick got going in there to give up the entry to try to have that big long run down the front straightaway?
Austin Dillon was running inside the top 5. He came down pit road. What's the strategy there, Matt?
He came down pit road, rolling the strategy like so many others, trying to get some track position. With 3 to go, the car too free on entry. He is running top 4 car lap times, but they wanted to try to work more on that balance and air pressure adjustment, shuffling the pressures in the rears.
Austin Dillon, 2013 Series champion, won a truck race here in 2014.
It's a good strategy call. Nothing to really gain other than just all that track position.
And then also
Still 4. He backs his entry up to this corner right here. One to go at the line.
These guys are still dicing it out. We're coming to 1 to go to finish the stage.
I don't know what the fight is.
They're trying to go back and forth on the radio on how the car's handling.
Copy. I just want you to know, rolling up to 1 now. Watch your mirror here.
And he's got a
good bottom.
Look at this. Not giving up at all. Allgaier gave him room, though, because he wants to keep that outside. He wants to keep that outside momentum.
All good. Take it. Take it. Take it. Come and check it here. Half a lane lower. Half a lane lower.
that's Eddie DeHunt. Justin Allgaier's spotter telling him he's got it. He's got it. I just like the strategy. I like the way Reddick is mixing up, rolling in the corner a little bit shallow and getting those huge runs.
Yeah, he's definitely got some great exit speed, and now what's he going to do with it? Here we are. Turn 3, final lap of this stage.
That's the lap car of Vinnie Miller in front of him. What role will he play?
Oh, he definitely made Allgaier change his lane. That completely caught Reddick off guard, and Allgaier will take this stage win. Definitely used the lap car to his advantage to make sure that Reddick kind of got checked up.
Fourth stage win of the year for Allgaier. Reddick was second. Bell hangs on to third. Briscoe, Custer complete the top 5.
What about how Allgaier parked it down there in turn 3 to mess up Reddick's momentum? That was
a clean move. That was a good move, smart move. That's a veteran move.
Great racing at the end of stage 2. Driver 7 brings it home. Youth versus experience in stage 2 at Pocono, and the old veteran played some games here coming to the green and white checkered flag.
I liked his move. It was a whole like a lane change. You know what? I'm just going to juke you up, Reddick, and you don't even know. But maybe it was because of not knowing which way to go with the lap car.
Definitely cool under fire. He didn't. If he'd have just hauled down in there and not worried about Vinnie Miller in that 78 car, he could have thrown that stage away. But that's not Justin Allgaier.
Yeah, that's how you got to look ahead and make sure you make the right move.
See the day for Tyler Reddick. Started at the back, had that transmission change, drove all the way up inside the top 5, had the problems on pit road, finishes the second stage, second behind Allgaier.
Well, Reddick, in case you didn't know the difference between clean air and dirty air, now you do. That's what separates the men from the boys.
Yeah. That's easy to say up on the roof, and you're in that car battling that dirty air. It's like, you don't understand. You can't get it.
Your car, the car can be handling perfect, right? Right, Mikey? I mean, you're sitting there going, oh, yeah, I got this fine. Stuck back there in dirty air. It's like, here, you drive.
But I like that. I like that coaching up. Go get it. Go in a different lane. Run high. Run somewhere they're not. And make something happen.
And I think that's a key, that when you have a good handling car and knowing what to do with it when, whether it's dirty air, whether it's clean air. But that's where you have to work on that in practice. You have to find that right rhythm and the right speed to make sure your car is going to maneuver well in traffic, dirty air, and when you're bottled up with a bad restart.
Matt had the report on Austin Dillon, who pitted at lap 47. I'm sure he'll stay out here. Everybody else come down and get their service.
Absolutely.
And that's indeed the case. Allgaier leading him down, Matt.
Allgaier leads him down. 4 back there is the 98 of Chase Briscoe. And he felt like, remember back when they pitted with about 8 to go in stage 1, they made some significant changes on that race car, and it has come to life. He said it's great down in turn 1. He needs to be tightened up a little bit more for later in the run. A little bit of time lost there on the right rear of the 7 of Allgaier. His car was still super tight. He felt like they needed to make another adjustment to free him up for later in the run, Regan.
The 2 car of Tyler Reddick on the right-hand side of your screen. They made an adjustment to tighten him up. The last stop, they're going to undo that adjustment. He was too tight that run. Christopher Bell to the left side of the screen. He emphatically said his car is plowing. He wants that fixed on the exit of the corner.
Oh, did Christopher Bell
Yes, got him.
Took the lead with that prime pit stall down near the exit of pit road. Justin Allgaier will drop back to second.
Qualified on the pole last week did Christopher Bell. That's why he was in that #1 pit position. Let's visit with Justin Allgaier, winner stage 2.
Hey, Allgaier, this is the Fox booth. We got Mikey Waltrip, Kurt Busch, Adam Alexander. How's it going in there? You doing all right?
Oh, wrong guy here. But my car is doing good.
10-4, I thought I was with you, Allgaier. This is Kurt Busch up in the booth. You did great battling it out.
Please stand by.
No,
we are experiencing technical difficulties.
Mikey Waltrip.
Hey,
go ahead.
That was Ray Black Jr. He's doing fine, Kurt, just in case you're wondering about Ray.
Hey, Allgaier, this is Kurt Busch. You got us in the booth?
Yeah, Kurt, go ahead, buddy.
Man, we were talking to a bunch of other people during this yellow, and now we got you. We got the right car. Congrats on the stage win there. Nice battle. As you went through turn 3, take us through that with that lap car up ahead.
Yeah, as you well know, Kurt, lap traffic here, because the lanes are so narrow, managing that lap traffic is such a difficult thing. I thought I gave it away with a car a couple laps before that, but, just trying to make sure that you have the most speed getting off of turn 3, whether you're hung behind somebody or not. Sometimes you even got to follow somebody. So our Klondike Camaro's been good. We've not been the fastest car, but we've played everything the right way and put ourselves in good position with some of those restarts and getting good pit stops. So just hopefully we can get back to the front here, hold them off, and the ultimate goal is to go to victory lane.
Now you're looking solid. It was a good stage win, and maybe you got something for that 2 car that you were talking about that looks like he's just stupid fast. You're looking pretty fast yourself. Keep it up.
Yeah, thanks, Kurt. I appreciate it, and hopefully we can hold them behind us. It seems like their car's a lot better in clean air, and we'll just try to keep those guys behind us, and hopefully that plays to our advantage.
All right, best of luck. Close it out.
Thanks, Kurt.
Allgaier got the stage win. Lost the race off pit road to Christopher Bell. They'll both be behind Cindric and Dillon, who stayed out here at Pocono. Tonight on Fox, baseball's biggest rivalry heats up as the Yankees host the Red Sox. Pam Miller cheering in the production truck right now. Others will see the Cubs and Cardinals, or the Angels and Mariners. It all starts at 7. Check your local listings. Ray Black Jr. with some TV time.
It's hilarious, dude. Well, at least you act like Justin Allgaier. Act like Justin right there. Hey, I told him it was me. I got a little TV time right there. Hey, we'll take it. We'll take it.
Michael was working the radio. Do you ever get the autocorrect when you're texting someone, Michael?
Deservingly so, getting some good TV time. Ray Black with a top 20 last week.
Going green in the final stage. How about a little Kawasaki cranking up from Pocono?
All too wide here. You got no help yet. Still too wide. Right on the bump now, but 98. Still there. Still there. All the way down, outside. Outside. Still outside. Outside. Outside, outside, outside 10, outside, outside. One back, 98. Good run here, off here. Half fat, right on your bumper. On the bumper, 98. Here comes your double 98, one back. To the bumper, quarter, clear, 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 right on the bumper, 98, half back. Stalled out, go by 1. Behind him. 3 of them lined up, 1 back with you. Clear behind the 10 if you need it for the road. Clear. Top of 2 is a 51. Still inside. Still inside. 51 by still.
Another runner, 2 back, 1 back. Half 7, half bottom, in line, pushing you. Still pushing you, still up there, in line. Inside corner 7, outside 7. Still there, corner. Inside, so just 1 inside. Got a blind up here, 1 inside, 2 inside, 2 inside, 2 inside. We're about half to the bottom, by half bottom 2, half bottom. This track position, we're all good. Until we pit.
Great racing.
So,
on the restart here at Pocono, Austin Cindric stayed out, had the top spot for 6 laps, but Allgaier, feeling strong, goes to the lead, and now the battle for second is on. It's Bell and Cole Custer down in turn 1.
This is pass or be passed. You have to make sure you're keeping track of the momentum you have and watching in the mirror at the same time when somebody else has a run on you. These guys are battling it out. I love this. They always say Pocono is tough to pass.
Don't tell Tyler Reddick that. He started last. He's been to the front a couple of times.
There's a bad pit stop. There he is. Oh, and he just overdrove it again into the tunnel turn. And that's going to give Bell a shot at it. And Bell's clear. Bell takes a spot back. Look at that guy Priest just kind of checking in a little bit to say hi.
Wasn't he a lap down a little while ago?
Sure was.
Got the free pass and finds himself 6 behind Austin Cindric, Matt.
In his challenging spot, Adam has been turn 3, the car 2 free. Now remember, they last pitted on lap 28. Crew chief Brian Wilson knows his driver doesn't have a lot of experience trying to save fuel. They worked on that at Mid-Ohio last year, but they're rolling the dice here. Another 3 or 4 laps, and they'll be in their window. They're hoping with about 39 to go to hit pit road, playing it backwards like a road course race, strategy-wise.
See that so often here at Pocono, and a good battle right now between Annette and Nemechek, 12th and 13th, Regan.
Well, and Michael Annette, who had been further up than that most of the day, had a speeding penalty on the last pit stop. But when he came down pit road, he was getting pushed by the 23 car of John Hunter Nemechek down pit road. He was absolutely furious on the radio after he got that penalty. So very fired up, Michael Annette, in that race car right now.
He's been set on go all day long, right? Up the restart that one time. Really aggressive racing today for Annette, and I like seeing that.
That's a tough break of speeding down pit road when somebody's banging on your back bumper, but it can happen. You just got to check up the guy from behind.
If you're just joining us, Cole Custer started on the pole, led the first 27 laps, picked up the victory in stage 1. He's second behind Allgaier, who won stage 2. And here comes Chase Briscoe trying to get back to the top 5, Matt.
On the inside, trying to take that 6th position. Now, they had a lucky break when their car hit pit road under that last stop. When they took the right front off, they noticed that it was starting to go down. It had a puncture. So a little bit of a lucky break early on here for the run for the finish.
Makes that pass, though, Matt. Looks like that 98 car's got a lot of speed. We saw it in qualifying. He just missed turn 3, and he's been able to stay right up there in the top 10 all day long. Another shout out there to Jeffrey Earnhardt, 8th position. He's been solid all day long. But I think right now the double zeros quite a lot faster than Justin Allgaier. But we saw the job Justin did at the end of stage 2. He's not going to give up easily.
No, he's a tough guy to pass. And with those two guys right now, won stage 1 and they won stage 2, they're now asserting themselves as the 2 dominant cars of this race, where we thought Bell was right there with them and Reddick was faster than these guys. They're kind of starting to lose distance to those 2 front runners.
You think Allgaier's been hearing the noise about the big 3, Michael? I'm sure he's aware of the fact that he hasn't won yet this season, right?
But I think he's going to be a real contender all summer long and be a part of this championship bout. Just too good of a race team and too talented of a racer.
Since going back over to junior motorsports, part of the championship for each and every season. Unable to get to Miami last year, he wants to make a return in 2019. We're going side by side with 38 to go.
You see them? The ones sitting atop the throne. A crown on their head and a target on their back. The team no one can look away from. The team everyone wants to take down. So take your best shot. Just remember, you come with the Queen. you best not miss.
NASCAR fans, are you ready to take your Wi-Fi to the next level? Then you need Xfinity XFi, a more powerful way to stay connected. It gives you super fast speeds for all your devices, Wi-Fi coverage that leaves no room behind, and lets you control your network with the XFi app. It's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience. Xfinity, official partner of NASCAR.
Tracker Boats. They're the world's #1 selling fishing boats for some powerful reasons. Check them out at your nearest Tracker Boats dealer, and you'll see why. Tracker's Revolution hull offers a ride so smooth, it's guaranteed. And Tracker Boats are backed by the best factory warranty in aluminum boats, well-equipped and ready to fish. Now get a $1,000 gift card with purchase of a Tracker Pro Team 175 TXW at select Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, and other fine dealers.
Here in Iowa, this is my Speedway. Fans have embraced this 7/8 mile high bank short track like you wouldn't believe.
He's been working for weight.
Lap 65. Not a good one for Justin Allgaier, who went from first to fourth. You saw it in our side-by-side break, and the new man on point is Cole Custer.
Cole just kind of said, you know what, it's my turn. And he didn't move him, he didn't touch him. It just looked like these guys, they're racing so hard right on that edge. And again, turn one has been the difference maker all day. Everybody who's running a little too hot gets a little bit loose.
Look how close.
Right there. Makes the move right underneath him.
What a great job, huh?
Yep. And Allgaier, man, it's like if you want to give up one spot, you can give it up. But man, Custer just hit it right. Look at this car glued to the yellow line. Carves underneath him. Allgaier sideways. Love it. And then these guys, third and fourth, have enough momentum. They'll end up clearing Allgaier by turn two.
You know, you guys talk all the time, Cup professionals, about the bubble of air behind the car, between the cars. He used that bubble just to push Justin Allgaier right out of the way.
He timed it right. And again, it's that compromise of your setup at Pocono. You're never going to be dialed in for one corner or another. And that's what's created a good environment today for passes and also the trouble spot down at turn one.
All these guys up front going to have to make one more pit stop, but the window is open. While we were away, 98 of Chase Briscoe got what will likely be his final stop in of the afternoon. Same for the 22 of Austin Cindric, who stayed out at the end of our second stage and did lead 6 laps.
Cindric fell back to 24th right now, but this will cycle through, and I think I like getting that pit stop done. We did see, however, earlier in the race where Bell's tires just weren't quite up to the same pace as Custer's and Reddick's, and so I would be a little bit nervous, maybe thinking maybe I'm giving up tires for the end of the race, but be interesting to see if that plays out.
23rd for Briscoe, but as you said, it's all going to cycle through. And it's so nice having Cup regulars come up, join us in the booth. Kurt, we're happy you're here, and you got a big promotion going on right now.
It's been wonderful to be able to give away 100 tickets to each of our NASCAR races to our military, and we do it through vettix.org, and any veteran knows to go to that website, but also with the general public, you can go and make donations to that website as well to help any sporting event. But of course, we want our veterans to have free access to NASCAR, and it's great because they'll come into the pit area now and say thank you. And so it really, it means a lot to me that I've been able to learn a lot from them, but to give back to our military, it's a great feeling. So thank you to all of our men and women who have served.
You got that right. You know what I want to do is say thank you, Kurt, because I love seeing the men and women of the military at the NASCAR races. I go up and tell them how much it means to me that they're there, and you deserve credit for that. Thank you.
It's just I want to make sure that they have a great experience at the track, and vettix.org has helped them do all that. So it's really neat. And again, we want to see more butts and seats, and there's always great racing here at the track.
32 to go. We said the window is open. Jeffrey Earnhardt got his service. Here comes his teammate, Christopher Bell. Got that #1 pit position.
That's a great thing, right? You know that you're going to get a good launch on a caution flag pit stop, but man, has to be just so frustrating, Regan, running all the way down pit road at that speed.
Well, such a long pit road, and it is a challenge to make sure you hit your lights all the way down this pit road. His race car right now is fine. He hasn't said a word on the radio, and all they've done is told him to hit his marks and take care of his stuff. 2 tires. A strategy play for Christopher Bell.
2 tires. That's huge.
What's interesting is the amount of time you have to stay on pit road to get it full of fuel. Now, they obviously didn't need to fill it all the way up because there's only 31 laps to go. But that's something we'll keep an eye on, especially for these drivers that are yet to make a stop.
I found that interesting, Kurt. I didn't know 2 tires would really be an option here at Pocono. Did that surprise you as well?
That's a huge surprise. And then if they had to change the balance of taking 2 versus 4, and then with the fuel load, did they go with lightweight fuel? That usually adds nose weight, makes the car have a bit more of a tight condition, but way less time spent on pit road. We'll have to see how this evens out. This is going to be a better strategy than we really thought coming down to play.
I don't know what the end result will be, but I wouldn't argue with Jason Ratcliffe at this place. He's pretty good.
Absolutely.
You said a couple of cup wins, right?
Yep.
Couple 2-tree here or there.
Top 5 now. Custer, who's over 2 seconds in front of Reddick. Allgaier, Preece, and Austin Dillon.
There's your bumps, Kurt. Look at him working that. Just hanging on with his hands on that steering wheel. It bounces left and right through the tunnel turn.
I was excited to ride along with him right there. Just because see how the car's handling, and Haley's got pretty good shock setup, and the bumps aren't too upsetting. But this corner, where his head's moving up and down a lot, that's the smoothest corner here at Pocono.
And look at how long that front straightaway is.
Long front straightaway for sure.
Custer leading. Strategy everywhere. How will it finish? We're back for it. 29 to go at Pocono.
There's a place built on power, but that's not the only game in town. And you don't always have to put the pedal to the metal to flex your muscle. Welcome to Muscleville, a Dodge owner's paradise, where best-in-class V6 fuel economy joins forces with the most technologically advanced vehicle in its class to make America's fastest, most capable 3-row SUV a force to be reckoned with anywhere. Come to Muscleville, where every day is a performance day.
At Coyote, we're going to treat you like dirt because we hold dirt in the highest regard. We're honored to find it under our fingernails, lucky to be caked in it at day's end. It keeps us humble, honest. Dirt gets taken for granted by most, but if you know us, you know getting treated like dirt means getting treated with respect. Coyote, we dig dirt.
I know we're racing tonight, but we're racing for them.
We do it the best. Our sport does it the best.
Thanks for the military. That's all for freedom.
Freedom is one of the reasons why people like myself are in this country.
You see different branches of the military represented at our races. I always love going up to them and telling them, you know, you're my hero.
You're the ones that stand tall and protect us, and we can't thank you enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will forever be in debt.
Terrific tribute.
Things change, but the racing,
Big crash, turn 3.
that never changes. NASCAR Gander Outdoors Truck Series.
Scheduled green flag pit stops continuing here at Pocono for these Xfinity cars. Let's take a look at our Mobile One race summary with Cole Custer out front. 27 laps remaining. Cole's led the most laps today, out front for 36 circuits after starting on the pole. All told, 5 drivers have led this race. 5 cautions. That trend has slowed after we had 3 prior to the first stage break. We've got 24 cars on the lead lap.
This is like rainbow sprinkles that you're putting on top of your ice cream. These crew chiefs are brewing up their own recipe for how they're going to outsmart the next guy. And unfortunately, it spreads everybody out. Everybody's all over the track right now, and nobody's really running hard for position. But things will start to close up and get closer as these strategies unfold. But I've never seen this many strategies called in an Xfinity race at Pocono before. We still have 25 to go, and there's 4 tires, there's 2 tires. There's going to be stay out as long as you can, hope for a yellow. And there's other guys that pitted before even stage 2 ended.
Yeah, this guy's had a bit of a nutty day. The way he got a lap down, was able to rebound from that and find himself in condition. Top 5 for Ryan Preece right now. And then we know Austin Dillon. His strategy's been off all day long, also running inside the top 5.
You finally got that joke.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
There's a net as well, a couple penalties, and now he's back up to P6.
Isn't that kind of the story of the day, guys, overcoming adversity? It started right from the green flag when Tyler Reddick started from the rear and raced his way to the front.
Noah Gragson in 7th right now is clicking off some laps, and Haley, let's ride with him here through the tunnel turns. My favorite part.
Me too.
You guys feel that? I mean, it was way bumpier in qualifying today for me, but Haley handles it pretty good here with his helmet cam.
Here comes the
Chastain.
Georgia watermelon car for Ross Chastain.
He's probably delivering watermelons as he's racing. He's such a good kid. He has really been impressive off track, and how nice he is and how he's handling the sponsors and some of the tough adversities had to go through with different rides closing up.
Hasn't missed a start this year. Gander Outdoor Truck Series, Xfinity, or Monster Energy NASCAR Cup. Double duty this weekend.
And he runs along inside the top 10 just week in and week out. He gets the job done. And right behind him, another great story. Jeremy Clemens in the 51 car. His father, Tony, builds the engine, sets the cars up, and this weekend, he's the crew chief. He said, the only problem with that, Mike, is the last time I was a crew chief here, we ran Jeremy out of gas coming off turn 3 to win the ARCA race. And that's what he remembered from that day. He said, we're not going to make that mistake today. They've got a solid run going.
That's a great family story like that.
All these drivers were showing. We'll have to pit one more time. First driver that should be good to go, Christopher Bell, who right now is scored in the 14th position. And when he came down at lap 69, got 2 tires only, filled it up with gas, or at least enough fuel to get them to the finish.
Yeah, there's the 07, not the 7. Should we radio to him right now, or we'll leave him focused?
I think not.
We'll leave him focused.
Tell Ray Black he's doing a great job, and he is doing just that. He's up in the 12th position. And Adam, something that there's Greg Galding, another great story. SponsorGrade.com was on his quarter panels earlier. They don't have a sponsor, trying to get one.
And there's the first driver that pitted early in the window, Christopher Bell.
With 2 tires.
This is going to be really interesting to see what the 00 team does. When do they bring Cole Custer to pit road? What strategy does this team use? Do they just put a can in it and 2 tires? They've been watching the lap times of Christopher Bell, I can promise you that, to see how that car is performing on those 2 tires.
Is it possible, one, they go fuel only because there's only 22, going to be 21 laps left when they pit, or do you go with 4 so if we do get a late restart, they're in position to close the deal?
As a driver, I love offense and I love tires. I would always spend a little extra time to get the tires. There you go, Hunter Nemechek. Sliding on the underside there. He's got those tires and he wants to go. That's what that means right there. He's like, hey man, get on my way. I gotta make up lap time.
As we watch that 00, keep in mind his crew chief Mike Shiplett called the shots here in 2016 for Kyle Larson, who won the first ever Xfinity race at Pocono. Tyler Reddick second, no more. Gives up that position to come down and get his service with 21 laps remaining. Regan, he's coming to you.
Well, he is, Adam, and the only words from him during that run was it was tighter than the last run. He needs his race car freed up just a little bit. The team has been coaching him up to focus on the 00. Even though there's lap cars in between them, they wanted him to focus on the 00 and staying as close as possible to him. 2 tires, Matt.
And the 11 car, Justin Haley, he's working his way down to his pit stall. You can see the 8. Finally, they get the 8 pushing it away. Also, also the 7 of Justin Allgaier. You can see the 11 working behind the wheel. Allgaier also, the car just wicked tight, trying to hang on until he can come in and get tires and fuel.
Can't make a mistake here, Matt. We can't speed on pit road. Got to make sure we have a tidy pit stop. This is too late to overcome it.
Here comes Cole Custer. Will it be 2 tires, 4 tires, or fuel only? We've seen it all on the final pit stop of the day so far. What's it going to be, Regan?
Well, it should be right sides only right here for Cole Custer was the call from crew chief Mike Shiplet. He wants that race car loosened up just a little bit for the long run at the end of the race here. Otherwise, all good out front for him. A clean pit stop so far, man.
Austin Dillon in. They're going to go right side tires here on the 10. Oh, and he's away.
Outside tire violation for Tyler Reddick. What else can go wrong today? Had a pit issue earlier, started at the back after changing that transmission, and now going to lose all that track position with a penalty under green, 20 laps to go. And unless we get a caution and something dramatic happens, I'd say this one will do him in.
Well, we've seen so much today. I fully expect to get a caution, have crazy things happen into the end. What a fun race we've been able to watch here today.
That's a tough break for Reddick. Man, a transmission, a poor pit stop, a penalty there. He's been through it all today at Pocono.
What about this stretch, guys? Justin Allgaier running out. How long does he run?
At this point, you just run it to the end and do the shortest fill on gas that you can. I mean, Annette, he's sticking that out there with him, but he's over 10 seconds behind. Braxton's just behind him, 11 seconds behind. And then here's Custer at 4th. He's already chipping away at the lap times to catch those guys.
And Custer is well in front of Christopher Bell. That was one battle that we needed to keep an eye on as we went through the cycle. You see it left of your screen. Custer's delta from Justin Allgaier compared to Bell's. Once it cycles through, it should all come right back to that 0-0.
He's been the class of the field today with that stage 1 win, and just the way that his car's been in traffic. There was at one point I think we were questioning if he was going to knife through there quicker, but he showed the veteran car today on how good he is and how steady that pace has been for him. Got the last couple guys on pit road. We got the 1 of Annette, the 9 of Gregson. They're coming in.
Teammates for Junior Motorsports, all 4 of their cars top 10 last week at Charlotte, running good here today.
Looks like they're going to go for 4 tires on Gregson's car as well. Regan, go ahead, bud.
Well, Michael Annette hits pit road as well. It's going to be 4 tires for Michael Annette. His race car's been very good. A nice recovery from a pit road speed and penalty so far for him.
You know, these strategies are so much fun, but I think that team of Michael Annette's decided that he agrees with you too, Adam. Maybe there's going to be caution late, and we have those 4 tires. That will give us the advantage we need, and that could possibly be also what Justin Allgaier's team is thinking. How do we take advantage of this lead we've got? How do we win this race? Maybe run it out as long as you can, like Kurt said, hope for a caution, and then put on 4 tires late.
It leaves you with that option if the yellow does come out. So it's like you're protecting your track position, but also your availability to another set of fresh tires and being able to go on offense if the yellow does come out. So it's interesting how it's all playing out. I like the way that the 7 car is calling this race. And again, you leave yourself out there for a better chance for a yellow to come out, and then boom, you've got the time then.
Haley had gone a lap down when he made his green flag pit stop. Fresher tires, obviously equal speed. You saw the difference there as he unlapped himself, getting back by Justin Allgaier. Crossing the start-finish line, we're down now to 16 to go. Just got word next time around is when Allgaier will make his stop.
You know what might be interesting, and I'm sure they've got a plan, but getting 4 tires, you're leading, you've already made your bed. They've lost a lot of track position running around on these old tires. Maybe they get 4 and then hope for that late caution we talked about.
There was just that camera view off the exit of turn 1, and it showed a lineup of traffic ahead of the 7 car. You're now getting passed by guys with fresh tires. You gotta pit. You're starting to lose so much lap time per lap, and you just got to get fresh rubber on the car.
18 cars are on the lead lap right now, so if we were to get a caution and Allgaier has those 4 fresh tires, who knows?
10, 5, and line.
It about got away from him coming in, Matt.
And Allgaier's boys up on the wall. Slides into his box, goes past the guy. He's got to back the car up. He had a 21-second advantage before he hit pit road. That will cost them as well. 4 tires going on the 7. They're going to make an air pressure change to try to free the race car up. He just felt like he was so rough on that right front. The car just plowing tight, trying to get that left rear on, losing more time here on pit road. Wow, starting to come apart for the 17.
And now the cycle is complete. Cole Custer, who dominated the early portion of this race, is back in the lead, 8.5-second advantage over Christopher Bell.
And I'm not sure the race hasn't fallen totally apart for Allgaier, because if that caution falls, he's going to have an advantage. The question I'd have for you, Kurt, I know you want to get every position you can, but does he charge with that 7 car and try to grab those positions, or does he perhaps wait around a few laps and see if the caution does fall and he can get those fresh tires bunched up for a restart late?
Man, first of all, you just got to regroup from coming in hot, missing the pit box. But here's the 2's pit, and the right rear tire, this violation, I mean, as far as them making the call, to me, he's got to get it back.
Oh, it gets away from him.
It hit the right rear fender as he was just trying to carry it casually. That was just a small lapse of fundamentals, and that is definitely a penalty.
I didn't see how far that tire bounced away, but that was a close call, I would say.
But back to your point of the 7 car, he's just got to run hard now. He's just got to run hard. Let's check in with Custer. Got a little radio chatter from Custer.
7 slipped through his pit box. Over here, bud. 7's on pit road right here. He slipped through his pit box. Just hit your mark here. You are the leader. Focus forward. It's your race. Focus forward.
That's a good sound, isn't it, Kurt?
Absolutely. That means you can back it down a couple percentage points and make sure that you're making clean passes and save your tires for if there is a yellow and not have to push too hard. But here's Bell, an easy 8 seconds behind. Let's see if he can chisel away at it because he's pushing hard, or is it because Custer's backing it down a little bit? That was a tough sequence for Allgaier. That definitely put them behind. They're back barely hanging on to the top 10 right now in front of Reddick, who had that penalty.
There's his father, Joe. He's a pacer, isn't he? Remember when we were at Richmond and he was trying to get that win on a Friday evening in the Commonwealth? So nervous watching his kid try to win for the 3rd time.
Well, you know, we talk about there's just 13 laps to go. This is a 2.5-mile tri-oval. I mean, that's a lot of racing that's going to go on in the next 13 laps, and the guy that's in the best shot, if a caution falls, is still Justin Allgaier. His lap times are the best on the track right now.
And he maintained a good bit of track position despite the fact they had problems on the pit stall. He's 8, didn't even drop outside the top 10. At least he's recovered back up to 8. So they are in a pretty good spot here with those 4 fresh tires if we were to get a caution late. And you see the comparison on speed, what Allgaier is doing in relation to race leader Cole Custer.
Yeah, it's definitely the quickest lap time almost of the race. I mean, you know how hard he's pushing right now because of all the mistakes that just went down.
Sorry, boys. My bad. 20 spots do we lose because of that? Keep digging here, bud. I'll tell you in a minute where we're at.
Yeah, we don't want to look in the rearview mirror right now. We've got an opportunity to do something special late in this race, and that car is on rails right now. He's by far the fastest car on the track.
Heard the crew chief, Jason Burdett. He does a really good job. That combo has been awesome the last few years. And a little bit of debris. Looks like it's pretty much down out of the racing groove with 11 to go. Is there a chance that brings out a yellow flag?
That's a little bit of debris to you, Adam. That looks like a chunk of metal to Justin Allgaier.
Absolutely.
That 7 car.
That's a koozie. or it's a heat shield protector. I don't know what quite that was.
Preece is 5th. He probably wouldn't mind a caution either, Regan.
Well, just a quick check on my end of pit road. The only car that I can tell that has 4 tires left is that of Ryan Preece. They would love to see a caution here. They can come get 4 if that happens.
He came at lap 79. That was 6 laps earlier than Justin Allgaier. But you got to believe, we get a caution and a restart, those 4 tires could be huge.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, you know, maybe Allgaier takes that same chance, just puts a little gas in it and runs to win in case a caution does fly late, and that's what Priest did, and he's inside the top 5. That's a great call. Now they just need a little bit of fate to intervene.
You know, and Reddick's inside the top 10. He's only been out of the top 10 once all year, and despite everything that's happened to them today, 9th with 10 remaining.
Chase Briscoe into the back of Mike Harmon in that 74 car, and here comes Ryan Priest with a bunch of momentum.
Looking to make the move. He's on the inside, and again, turn 1 has been the toughest spot for everybody today. And might be able to side draft him off the exit of 1, but falls back in line. Man, if he's got another set of tires, that's nuts for the 8 car.
That is. That number 8 will certainly be a player along with Justin Allgaier on those fresher tires, but this is...
He's waiting for the end. He's definitely going to pounce and take that opportunity if it does come up.
Yeah, and you look at Taylor Moyer and what a difference he's been as a crew chief for that 8 team. He does things different because he has to operate with a different driver each and every week. They've only had a couple of finishes where they left something on the table, and here again today, putting themselves in position to take advantage.
Jeffrey Earnhardt really working the throttle off turn 3 there, right in his rear view mirror. Austin Cindric and Justin Allgaier's back there. Allgaier's closing.
Well, that's a solid run for Earnhardt again. You know, I know he probably wants more, but just chipping away at it and just getting more and more laps with that top competitive type of team. It's going to help him.
74 in front of you.
Allgaier's looking to knife through, go around the outside of turn 2 on the traffic.
Nice move there, right?
He's going to have to try to catch as many as he can in the right spot if he's going to try to chip away at that 25-second deficit. But
remember, Cindric also got 4 tires, and he's closing in on the back of Earnhardt now. Shifted. Listen.
There you go. Yeah, with that long run of the pace drop off, it gives you the opportunity. And turn 3 is going to be the first place where you're going to want to shift. Try to get that torque from 3rd gear out of the corner and all the way down the front straightaway.
Look how much he closed on Jeffrey. There he goes again.
Nice launch.
Yeah, doggone.
The 3rd gear torque.
18 there, 4 back to the 2. Outside even. Still 4 back to the 2. Still at your door. 3 back to you.
Oh, yeah. There's Reddick starting to put back in there. Got the draft to the outside lane going. And there's cars there.
Oh, they're going to hit. It's tight.
They do. Contact.
Oh, no.
Earnhardt goes for the ride.
Hang on.
Keep her off the wall, buddy. Not bad, not bad.
Caution is out. 6th time today.
There's a bad angle there for Austin Cindric into that turn. There was no way he was going to keep it off the side of Jeffrey, and they made contact.
Well, there's that yellow that we wanted to have happen or didn't want to have happen, but man, it jumbles it all up.
Depends on who you're rooting for.
That's right.
Cole Custer didn't want a yellow.
I'll tell you who did want it is Ryan Priest. Needs to slow that car down. You hear the tire flopping around.
Here's a replay of the action going down into the tunnel turn, and Cindric, he's busy in the mirror watching Reddick. Drives down in low, and he's got the entry chopped down, and a car's starting already to get loose.
Yeah, Jeffrey did nothing wrong. He opened up the bottom lane. He knew Cindric was going to be in trouble down there. Cindric tried to block off Reddick, and he spun Jeffrey out. But look at the job Austin does avoiding the spinning 18 car. They will have a chance to line up and go at it again. And another thing, Cindric has those 4 tires. He didn't get just 2. He'll be strong.
And that's one of those situations where you got to know who you're racing. But again, that's racing. This is the end of the race. Everybody's trying to get every spot, and he just got into the left rear of them, sent them around.
Didn't you figure it, Adam, from what we've seen today? We're going to have a crazy finish to this race.
On board with Earnhardt. What was the reaction on pit road as the 18 went sliding? That's Mike Shiplett.
That's Mike Shiplett, because I've got this race won if the caution doesn't come out. It comes out. Shiplett, the crew chief for Cole Custer, now they know they've got their hands full.
That reminded me a little bit of Cole Pern and the Coke 600 when Brad Keselowski went for a ride and Martin Truex Jr. was out front. There's Joe Custer.
Joe had a full head of hair when this race started.
Gonna need some sunscreen now. Oh, I love all the strategies now and how all this is going to unfold on the 2 tires, the 4 tires. Who's going to be in the inside lane? Who's going to be in the outside lane?
I'll tell you who's going to be on pit road, and that's Ryan Preece.
How much can he make of the 4 tires here? We're going to have, under 5 laps to go, and he's going to restart probably outside the top 10.
Okay, I'll tell you who's really excited about this restart is Justin Allgaier. He's got those fresher tires as well. But I think that Preece can get there. There's a lot of racing room out there on this racetrack, especially with these competitors on those older tires. I think he can get up there and make a challenge for it.
Yeah, he's going to restart, P13, 14, 15, somewhere in there. And if he catches the right lane and doesn't have to break his momentum, he'll have a great shot at reeling all these guys in.
And there'll be no conservative run here to the checker for Preece. He's not racing for anything other than a checkered flag.
Tires are clean air, so you get paid the big bucks. I hear you. The correct answer is I want both.
Can't have both. Go ahead, Matt.
A little bit deeper in the box, Austin Cindric comes to a stop. You can see the wrench in the back window. They're going to make an adjustment. Also, a right side chassis adjustment. Sticker tires going on, trying to tighten him up a little bit, Regan, for this run to the finish.
Tyler Reddick trying to overcome a penalty on the right side of the screen. He's going to take 2 laps only because that's all that he has left for tires. The 8 car of Ryan Preece, it's going to be 4 tires for him. He wants to fire off just a little bit tighter than he did the run before this.
Cindric stayed out at the end of stage 2, so they also had a set of tires, just like Preece. Nice job by Brian Wilson. Nice job by Taylor Moyer. And Randall Burnett said, what the heck? Let's come down and get those left sides and put all of our cards on the table.
This is great stuff.
I love it, the way that the crew chiefs have really controlled this race from the pit area, even though the action's all been out on the track. These guys with all the different strategies, I love it. And now we're going to have all these different scenarios unfold. So
it's going to be a great finish here at Pocono.
When we come back.
Second half of the regular season begins tomorrow for NASCAR's Monster Energy Series. Race day 12:30 Eastern Time. And then we're going green shortly after 2. It's all on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. William Byron won the pole earlier today on FS1. Driver 24 going back-to-back.
What about a 4-wide pass for the win late by Martin Truex in Charlotte last week? Racing has been incredible this year.
Strategy all over the board. There's going to be 3 laps to go when we return to the green flag. Custer takes the outside lane. Hand is out the window. He said, come on, give me some help. That's Chase Briscoe behind him.
He's like, let's roll, Briscoe.
Give me some of loving. And by that, I mean push.
There we go. It's going to be an easy 5 wide down into turn 1. 4. Yeah, it looks like 5.
Look at Preece. He got boxed in back there, but he's going to be able to fight through. Around goes Justin Allgaier.
Oh. Big slide for Allgaier. He saves it. Caution is out.
Spread it around here.
I tell you, it's been the toughest thing on the restarts of making sure that the tire temp is up, and that way you can be as aggressive as you want to be. And again, turn 1, tough spot, man, on the loose side for Allgaier.
That's a big break for Ryan Preece because the start didn't go well for him. Obviously not well for Justin Allgaier. I don't know where he's going, but it's not good.
It's huge for the 8 car. The 8 car's able to leapfrog 10 guys, it seemed like right there.
Keep in mind, those are teammates working together in that outside lane.
That was a nice push. Mike Lynette on the gas, too. And there goes Allgaier at the bottom. You can see there's really nowhere for Preece to cut to right there.
But Allgaier's all the way down on the inside and settles in. The car just never took a set. And Preece has got the fresh tires going around the outside of him.
That 7, just that angle thing. He had a bad angle into the corner and couldn't hang on to it. Looked a lot like Cindric for our last caution.
That, and he's down there in all the dirtier asphalt that hasn't been used much too. Might have got some stuff on his tires. But that's everybody running hard. Everybody pushing hard, you know? Just everybody going for it.
Tyler Reddick being scored 3rd right now. See what happened with him on the restart.
He's down on the bottom underneath Bell. He's able to get the grip he needs.
Look at that mess behind him.
Haley does great to dodge Allgaier. Yeah, cars everywhere. And then it looks like Earnhardt didn't quite get the hole that he needed.
What did Justin Haley see? Visor cam on the 11.
Yep. 4 wide, all outside here.
Oh, he bumps into his teammate.
I closed my eyes. I didn't. I was like, this is going to be a hot mess. He made it through there, though. It was great driving. So here's Earnhardt. He didn't turn out to have the best of luck through here. It's tough. Cars going every which way. Oh, they just checked up. Because, man, there was 4 cars in front of him. He didn't know where Allgaier was.
That was Ronnie Bassett Jr. in the 90 up in the top 20.
Austin Cindric, 4 fresh tires under caution. Here's what happened for him into turn 1.
Oh, yeah. Throw it into 3rd gear and cut underneath everybody. Oh, just got clipped a little bit in the right side by Allgaier.
I didn't think you could go too wide into turn 1. We were 4 wide there in front of Cindric.
Here's Reddick. We got the arrow on Reddick. Let's everybody follow along with him. He's making a move. He's got a draft. He's going to make to the inside.
I don't think we can keep an arrow on him. He's crazy.
He was sideways loose as he dropped down in there.
Here's what's interesting to me. That restart, pretty easy for Cole Custer to say, I'm going to take the outside lane, put my teammate behind me. Now he's going to be starting side by side with his teammate. It would appear he's going to take the outside lane again, but this time it's going to be Christopher Bell pushing, not his teammate.
Yeah, and he's got the 2 car of Reddick is going to be down on the bottom in 3rd spot. We know the speed and the aggressiveness of the 2. He could be a real player here.
How you feeling there, bud? I'm good. That's what I like to hear. Calm, cool, collected.
Gonna get our first overtime finish at Pocono.
I'm not calm, cool, or collected over here.
I'm digging it. I'm digging it. But yeah, as far as which lane Custer's going to choose, I mean, it's like pick your poison. You got Reddick, who's going to restart 3rd. Bell's going to restart 4th. But you want that outside lane. You want to use the wall to your advantage to be able to block guys to the right side. You can't control what 3rd place is going to do, because they're most likely going to go to the inside and try to juke up Briscoe. So we'll see how it plays out. But Colt has definitely been the one in control today.
There you see our overtime rules. And Adam, I want to ask Kurt, what would you do if you were Cole right now? Would you take that outside and let everything else play out, or would you want to have the bottom?
I would choose the outside. That's step 1. Step 2 is understanding what kind of run Reddick is going to get in 3rd place and what kind of run Bell has for 4th place. And some of that is that push from behind. And you know, I wouldn't quite know if I was Custer or if I was the leader that Preece has fresh tires right now. And that's something that some of the crew chiefs might not relay as far as information to you. So I see Preece as a big wild card, but I'm just standing here in the booth calling it. He could make a big difference in the way this outcome shakes up.
We're showing him up in the 5th position, but he's running in 6th on the track. So if he gets on that outside, this could be huge.
He is on the outside. Huh.
1 to go, and then we'll have our first attempt at overtime. Here's how we got to this situation. Very eventful start for Tyler Reddick. Dropped to the rear with a transmission change. He drove into the top 10 fairly quickly. First caution of the day, Brandon Jones into the wall.
Just loose. We've seen that turn 1 be a trouble spot all day long, and it didn't take long for that to develop.
There's another Gibbs car. Bell having a little trouble with turn 1. That loose, and just enough of a scrape, but they've patched it up. Great racing for the lead here, right, Adam?
Yeah, Custer won stage 1. Allgaier won stage 2, and they put on a great battle in the early portion of this final stage. But Jeffrey Earnhardt decided to join the spin party.
Tough break for him, and then here it is again. Turn 1, Allgaier losing control on that restart, trying to be aggressive and go for it. There's cars in every lane. It's hard to predict. I mean, here we are with Haley. Check this out, fans. I mean, this is pure chaos. Pocono Expressway down into turn 1. 4, 5 wide, funneling down in there. It's tight down there, guys. It's tight.
Most cautions we had in our first 3 Xfinity races at Pocono, 5. We've had 7 today, and we might not be done yet because things are going to get really aggressive right here.
I'm going to say we're going to have another caution. There's just too many differing agendas on freshness of tires and no tires at all.
work on getting that fuel picked up full. Yeah.
Copy that. Are we close?
We're showing about 4+ gallons right now, so yeah, it's too close for me.
Yeah, why not just sprinkle in another little scenario? Picking up fuel, making sure you can go through the gears with enough of your power.
We were showing Bell as fourth. He's actually third. He goes inside. Outside is Reddick behind Cole Custer. It's overtime, brought to you by Credit One Bank.
There we go. Up through the gears. Looks like Custer is jacked up by Reddick. His rear tire's on the ground almost. Brushes the wall a little bit from Reddick. Car's down to the inside. Did you see that one coming?
There goes Reddick. Crossover move. He takes the lead in turn one.
Look at that. The move.
That dive. I love that.
That was, I mean, it was like the right timing. It was like Cole was looking in the mirror and Reddick just carved out of there and completely surprised him. Lost his momentum and a little bit off one, but now he's going to block. And now Custer's got to deal with cars behind him. Huge switch.
Remember, Reddick came down, got those 2 tires. That might be the difference.
It was, right? Fresh left sides. It's amazing what that'll do. Or it's just Reddick is manhandling that thing. Wow.
He is after the beast.
He's doing it.
Coming back to the white flag. Once we see that, the next flag will end it. Whether it's the caution or the checkers. 1 to go here at Pocono.
Love the way they're trying to break the draft, trying to make sure that they don't get any extra speed. Look at that, Reddick. He lost track of where he was going down into turn 1. Brushed the right side up against the wall. Easy there, buddy. He is on it, man. He has been after it today. Look at this.
What about that call by Randall Burnett to bring that car to pit road? Love that.
And he still didn't get that clean exit off of 1, and Custer's got to run at him through the tunnel turn, through the tough bumps. Custer's at least giving himself a chance at it. What do we got here? They're going to drive down into 3. Custer could just go after his rear bumper. That's what I'll just go after his rear bumper.
One last chance for Cole Custer.
Oh, he's sideways.
Reddick on the track.
He's got to come to the inside. Take it, Adam.
Custer to the inside of Reddick. He takes over the lead, and he's going to get the checkered flag. Cole Custer wins it at Pocono.
That was insane. That was a Pocono race for the ages, if I've ever seen one here in the Xfinity Series. How about that?
Second time we've had a last lap pass for the Xfinity Series here.
Guys, that's the way to do it.
Cole Custer does it in overtime.
Nice job,
Congratulations, buddy.
Good job, Mike. Way to go, buddy.
He gave himself a shot at it. He was in position. Reddick, I kept saying he was overdriving those entries and getting pretty wild, right? Did not choke. He just needed to keep the car down to the yellow line, and he did not. And he gave up the lead. Custer took advantage of that mistake. Awesome race.
Yes, it was.
All 3 of our big 3 ended up inside the top 5. Here's the restart.
The 8 car is giving a nice push to the 2 with just returning it to the 00. But this is what an awesome move Reddick makes here to dive to the bottom.
It was insane. I didn't even see it come. Boom. He was clear of the 98. He knew it. He made the aggressive move, and he was clear to take the lead. Right timing, man. It was just the right timing of the move. And he's got Custer just staring at the mirror right now. And then whoop, to the inside. So he handled that right. But man, he did not handle
Watch how Custer drives down there into the corner hard on him, and I think Reddick just gets loose and maybe anticipated what you were saying, Kurt. There was going to be some contact into the rear bumper. He dove down in the corner a little harder than he needed to.
That is the right observation, Mike. I think Reddick drove in there to just try to get away from possibly Custer going after his rear bumper. And he overdrove it, got loose, and opened the door.
3rd win of the year for Custer. He delivers at Pocono.
Major League Baseball and FS1 comes your way next with the pregame show. Brewers and Pirates should be fun with the D-Train, Dontrell Willis, Sween Dog, Mark Sweeney, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Plus a full slate of games coming up later on Fox. We will preview all of them. Look forward to seeing you in just a few. Right now, back to Adam Alexander at Pocono.
Go ahead, Cole.
Thanks, Kevin. Baseball coming up first to Victory Lane at Pocono. Cole Custer ready to celebrate. Regan.
Well, an absolutely incredible last lap pass by Cole Custer as he finishes getting all of his gear off. What a victory for Cole Custer. His team's not even down here yet to spray him with Gatorade, but nonetheless, one of the best moves of the season. Cole, you take that last restart, and did you think it was over when he got past you going into turn 1 there? And talk me through the last lap and what happened.
Man, I mean, Tyler gave me a great push down there, and I have no idea how he made it stick when he drove down in there into turn 1. I lost my brakes a little bit halfway through. They weren't as good, but I have no idea how he made it stick. But our Fims Ford Mustang was just awesome. Thanks for Fims for coming on for this race. They're just awesome people. But man, I was nervous once he got by me, but he was just drove in the corner real deep and then got off the track a little bit, and I was just had my downshift planned right and was able to get by him. But just can't thank all the guys enough.
Did you force the mistake right there?
I mean, I think he knew I was going to go in there and try and pack air on him, so he tried to drive it in deep, but I think that's what did it.
Congratulations, Cole.
What an incredible day by Tyler Reddick, starting at the back to the front. Overcame a penalty on pit road, and then, I mean, the e-ticket restart, but walk us through his run on you.
Well, you know, I heard he kind of drove it in a little deep there, so I tried to really get it stopped and make sure I covered the bottom, but I mean, we just really fought a tight handling on the last half of this race and our Tank of the Beast race, Camaro, and you know, we were just so good in the beginning of this race. I just don't know what changed. That just the car went away from us there, but so we get a really good restart. I get by Cole, and I was just so tight out front. Even out front in clean air, I was just way too tight to really hold the bottom that well. I probably could have held the bottom better. I'm not gonna lie to you. But, you know, I just thought it was going to be really tight going through 3, so I put some rear brake in it, and I just got loose in 3 and pretty much gave it right back to him there. Take it and give it right back. I've done that with Cole a few times here on the last lap, so maybe one of these times I'll quit giving them to him, but he had a really good car all day. It was fun to battle with him. I hope the fans enjoyed it. Because I didn't getting fast in the last corner, but that's racing.
Well, the fun meter was definitely pegged for the fans.
Matt, the big 3 reigned supreme. Cole Custer wins. Tyler Reddick was second. Christopher Bell was third. First and third today for Stewart-Haas Racing. Mitch